welcome to this. What does this be? 4? I think this is
session 4. Yeah,
session 4
of Slouching towards Eldemy. I am in GURPS. Yeah, I am your GM Stu, and we have players.
Hi, I'm Stork. I'm playing Phade Drawlight, a what?
Pen or a pencil,
Pen or a pencil, please. A private detective mage who rolls really badly or really well, depending on how you want to look at it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay. I play Ziegler, the Beagle Armstrong, the heavy/tough character of the crowd. I am the fighter of this group, and I also have a tendency to roll badly and pay some major consequences for it.
And for other people's bad rolls.
Yeah, sure.
So
I have the hit points for it, so bring it on, I guess.
Nice. Meat shield, we call it.
Yep.
I'm Jose, and I play Dale Odell, man of the woods, lousy shot,
Loudest ranger ever.
loudest ranger ever. You can hear me from a mile away.
And why is this not working?
I don't know.
I didn't switch. People are seeing a blank screen. Now they can see
There
it.
we
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello,
Go
everybody.
over this way a little bit.
And I've got a haircut. For this
A
last
little
one,
more.
too.
Just one more scooch. There you go. Perfect. All
We're
right.
so primary on this side of the table.
You really are. Look at that.
It really kind of is. And we're Chrisless today. She has a family thing, so
It's helping the stoat.
now I'm going to help, sort of, because our note taker is not here. So I will help sort of recap what happened in our last session, which was a clusterfuck. It was a dumpster fire. It was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I'd safely classify it as a
No,
dumpster fire.
everything was going just fine.
Okay.
Until...
So now we were Jose-less.
This is exciting.
last game. So I was planning on running just like a Halloween, like a ghost story.
Yes.
Right? So you guys came into this very small village after you went through the skipping
mountain,
mirror,
right?
came down the Cordell Mountain, you camped down there, and then we figured sometime that night rats or something got into your food stores. So Jose's characters figures he'll go out and go forage and hunt while you guys get settled in town a little bit. So you get to the little tiny town of Thru and arrive, and I believe it was Kris's character. I can't remember her character's name. Anyway.
Tilda.
It's probably right there. Is it?
It's
Yeah,
Thilde.
Tilde. Yeah. She was talking to the barkeep, and the barkeep told her that there was a problem with an apparition that people have been seeing for quite some time, and things started turning violent in the last few days.
Nothing we couldn't handle.
Right. Someone had murdered baby goats. 2 of them, and over the course of 3 nights, 2 baby goats had been drained of blood.
Kid killers.
El Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. So
Well, that sucks.
the party heads out, and they go and talk to these farmers out in the middle of this barren area. They go talk to one guy. Says, "Oh, you need to go talk to so and so because he's over by where the mill house is where it happened, which is like way far north. It's been abandoned for as long as anyone remembers." So they go and they talk to this other farmer, and he tells them that there's a tree there. There's something weird going on with the tree. They also find out, I think, that that's the point you find out that the family that had owned the mill house had been slaughtered by bandits or something, and their child had survived briefly, but he was now buried underneath this tree, and things are going weird with that tree. So you can see I'm setting up a ghost story here.
Right.
So, you want to take over the story from here, Stork?
So then we went to the next house, which was closer to the mill house.
Right.
And who also had a dead goat. And he told us the whole backstory about this Miller family and their child. And he'd actually seen the ghost. He'd seen the tree, and he says, you guys, you really shouldn't go there. It's really terrible. This tree is really spooky. And we're like, well, this is definitely a ghost story. It's very Scooby-Doo now. Let's go check it out. So don't worry about us. We shall go and check out this tree, and we'll be back before dark. Because it's a long way. So we continue hiking up. You know, recaps are easier when I'm telling like a fellow player.
Exactly,
what we're doing.
right.
We continue hiking up, and sure enough, there's this decrepit old tree with the mossing, and the leaves are all on the ground. The tree had lost all its leaves all at once, right?
Right, within a matter of days, because they were still like different colors. They weren't like all brown and dead.
Yeah.
And it's a big gnarly old tree. We couldn't tell what type it was. And we looked very carefully, and there's like a little tombstone sort of next to the thing. So I decide to cast Detect Magic on it. That's where we're going to start. To see if, in fact,
on the tree, because there's definitely something screwy about the tree.
there's something weird, but we don't know if it's magic, and we don't know if there's a ghost in it or anything. So
Right.
we'll start with Detect Magic and see if, in fact, this tree is magic or if there's anything magical happening around the area.
Okay.
And I managed to critically fail my roll.
On a spell. So
the
he
spell.
has to roll on the GURPS critical failure, magic critical failure
Magical
table.
critical fail table, which
And what did you roll on that table?
I rolled
Stork?
an 18 on that table.
Right, he rolled the worst possible roll you can get, which I don't even need to look up because that's when you summon a demon.
Oh, that's
On a detect magic. Like, arguably the most innocuous of spells.
it's like basics. It's like Magic
it's
101.
Like, it's just like smelling a dirty sock. Like,
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, don't wear that. It's
And-
that thing.
And Stu says, Stu just said rather that that's the roll that summons a demon. But the wording also says, or some other malign entity.
Right.
Care to
And so-
pick it up again?
And so we back up, and this tar, like, very Beverly Hillbillies, starts bubbling out and making a lake, and then out of the lake.
And like the tree sinks, the
Mhm.
gravestone sinks, and it starts growing. It's becoming like this big, like
the land is being devoured
So
by this
clearly
black
there was
group.
something ghostly there, and the veil between the magical realm and our realm was really thin there, and all
Right.
it took was me to cast a little minor on it, and it popped like a blister. And then out of this lake of goo climbs some dark, gooey figure. We're hiding behind the mill house now, watching with wide eyes. None of it. We don't have an archer. We don't have anything. We can't do anything. So we're going to watch it for a little bit and see what it does. And all it does is it goes back over the.
It
a
walks
little bit
north.
further away,
and sinks into
sinks
the
into
ground.
and makes another lake.
This is the size of a lake. The goop, it's not just a little pool, it's the size of a lake.
Yeah, it was.
by
I
the
figured
way.
it was like 100 yards in diameter.
Yeah.
ooh,
That's
Big
it.
that's a lot of goo.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
filling up with
Consuming everything kind of it touches.
And
Huh.
then when that figure dropped down into the lake, and then two more came up, and they both went in opposite directions, and were making more lakes.
Oh,
That's when we decided we should leave.
huh.
So we ran back down to the first cabin. We told him, you were right about that tree. It was really awful. Don't go up there. In fact, you should probably pack. Get all your goats and everything and head back into town. He's like, what? And then we booked it down to the next one. Because, again, it's a really long way to nightfall.
Oh yeah.
So we booked it down to the second house. Did the same thing there.
Told that farmer, right?
And
then
we
you
arrived
went back to the.
And then we
village.
arrived back at the inn. And I think that's where we left. It was at the inn. And we were like,
No, you told. No, I think Chris's character warned them that you need to probably let everyone know they need to get out of here because what's going on
right.
there is extremely dangerous.
yep.
Yep.
No details. Just said get out.
And it's like a 6-hour hike to get back down to the inn. And
Yeah, it was like nightfall by the time they got there.
Oh my god.
So we basically had arrived back at the inn to meet with you, back at the inn with your brace of rabbits.
Nice.
And
The clutch of conies.
We will.
Yeah.
We will say that
Bag of bunnies.
Tilde is Tilde.
Uh-huh,
Tilde
Tilde.
is she is helping the village organize their evacuation. So she's decided that's what she's going to be doing right now. So whatever you guys do, she'll catch up to you later.
And one last meta thing that I need to make everybody aware of is
Yes.
that I actually have the charitable disadvantage. Let me read to you charitable disadvantage. Make a self-control roll in any situation where you could render aid or specifically ask for help, but should resist the urge.
That is alarmingly coincidental.
Oh no!
Because I have charitable as well. I have it at a 12 though. Like resist
don't-
quite
12 or less?
often.
I think I have it an 11.
It's probably whatever your will roll would be.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
Which is int. You just roll your int. Do you want to make that roll right now? Because to see if you do you as a player want your character to go do something else, or do you want to deal with this mess?
No, I think we need to deal with this mess.
Okay.
This is, well, okay. And
Scene.
starting the scene, right? I just wanted to get that meta out of the way right now because as I was adding new spells to my character, because right before I die, I noticed that charitable disad that I now may have to tap into. Anyway,
And I've done almost no prep because I have no idea what you guys are going to do.
Nice.
I mean, I have the prep
I-
if the regular story keeps going, but as far as what you're doing here,
so let's just say that we met at the inn, and I just told you this whole story in that way.
so you're whispering this. You don't want anyone to
Yeah.
hear it. Okay.
Not being too obvious.
You're like, welcome, and like,
So-
Dale, we need to talk.
So what you're saying is these things are doubling.
At least, or I think they're probably geometrically, where there's like
Exponentially.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that I could. What? Does this sound familiar? Like I've seen something like this in the woods before?
Do you have like history?
Sadly, no.
What is it? Give me what kind of knowledge skills you have. I'll see if there's something applicable.
Survival.
No.
I can shadow people. I mean, are they shadowy? Maybe that'll.
The nearest I can tell is that the veil between the two worlds was really, really thin there, and I have opened up a gate to some place, something. I don't know what they are. There's some elder demons of some sort. I don't know what they do. I don't know.
So they were about 6 hours away, like up the
On foot.
climbing on
Correct.
foot.
Now,
Yes.
they could just be, making a big lake up there and then staying there. I don't really know. We didn't stick around long enough to find out, and it's dark now. I don't know if there's going to be an army of these things coming down this way. I don't know what any of their motivations are. But I do know that this village is 6 hours away from there. You said, right? A good day's hike?
Yeah, it took you let's say 5 to 6 hours to get up there, and probably about a little faster on the way back.
I don't know how
but
fast
it's definitely nightfall.
I don't know how fast these things fly. I don't know, but I figure we have at least a day, maybe two, before anything would make its way down here.
And we're at night right now, right?
It's
It's just after sundown or something.
Yeah.
But here are the questions.
And like literally, the people in the tavern that you guys are in are like taking stuff off the shelf and taking it, carrying it out, and loading it into carts.
Loading into carts, getting ready to move their livelihoods,
Yes.
lives.
Right.
Okay.
Now, geographically speaking, I don't know. It is fucking magic, but I don't know if that lake is just going to stay up there and follow the contours of because it's sort of in a valley up there. I can't imagine it rolling downhill, but it might. Because it was. You said we went up.
Well, no, up as in north.
Okay.
Yeah, you weren't going up an incline.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
And if figures are coming out of the lake and creating other separate pools of this goo, I don't think being uphill or downhill matters one way or another.
I did get the sense when this spell went awry that this is related to what is happening in town. So I think that the wizards that we are after have been also thinning the veil between the realms, and this just happens to be the weakest point there. They may not even be aware that this tree was here, but they might be aware now. So here we have an option, which is they may come here to see what's going on, and we can intercept them there. We also have the option of continuing on and going back into town and trying to track them down at town. The other thing is, I could go back through the gate and try to enlist the help of my school,
Your family. Or your line.
my
whatever,
line,
yeah.
and try to get a couple of people out here to help. But that'll take time.
Right, because you have to get back up the mountain.
I have to go find them.
Yeah.
I have to convince them. We have to come back. I also wonder if we need to alert.
There's also going to be an uncomfortable walk out of the Imperial Citadel to go find your...
Yes.
Where someone might ask you some questions. Just saying.
We could also ask Dostomir to help and have his school and such come here and try to check it out. But I'm ill-equipped to handle any of this by myself. I'm just a hedge maid compared to the power it takes to do that.
And you said that it sinks into the ground, creates a pool, and then two come back out.
Well, what had happened is the pool got created. The first pool got created. And then one figure emerged, walked north, sank into the ground. A second lake was created. And then out of each of the two lakes, and then it sank back in. And then out of each of the two lakes, two came up and went in opposite directions, east and west.
Oh, so
and sank back into the ground and started making lakes. That's when you guys hightailed. So at the time they left, it was in the process of making four.
So there were four.
It was on their four lakes.
Which at some point are going to merge to make one giant.
And we're assuming that that's kind of just going to keep happening.
I don't know.
least
I can't
that's the
assume anything.
assumption.
There might be a point where they just stop.
Where they just stop. Okay.
I don't know if
All right.
if there might only just be two.
it may not be
don't know.
permanent. I mean, they may just be
Right.
creating portals.
I don't
into
know
this
what these things
world.
are. I don't know what the goo is.
There's
This
like
is
no
way out
like
of my league.
mage in this town. How big is this town? This is
It's
this is a
tiny.
town.
Tiny.
This is a village.
Oh.
There's like I said there were like 4 or 5 buildings on the road.
Yeah.
And then there's farmhouses. There's like a general store,
Right.
a stable, a tavern, and I don't even remember what
It's
else.
like
I
a
said.
quiet little hamlet. It's
Yeah.
maybe 2-3 days ride to the next major town.
Yeah, you're probably 2 or 3
Smirk.
days from Eco-Smert, which is
Oh, there you
which
go,
is a big
Eco-Smert.
city.
Which is where we were headed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to do. I'm open to. We need to help these people, at least get them to safety. But other than that, I don't know what to do to solve this. People greater than us need to be involved.
Yes, I concur. But getting to those people that are better than us is going to be difficult.
Well, there is another skipping mirror at Eco Smart.
So, but that's 2 to 3 days away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a better place to take all of the people from here anyway. Towards the water instead of towards the mountains, where they won't have a place to go if this thing spreads.
How long did it take to get up the mountain?
Almost a day.
Almost a day.
Yeah, but
That's
people
going
carry
down.
their livelihood.
No,
on
not
their
talking about
back.
taking them, sending somebody up the mountain, because there's the wardens, the guys who
Right.
they've got to be able to communicate faster than
Now, in a metagame sense, if you want to say that maybe that's where Kris goes,
Oh,
it's up to you guys, though.
to see if she can get
Yeah,
them to call
I like
for
that
help.
not a bad
Yeah.
idea. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that idea.
I would,
Okay.
If
I
if
concur.
not to go through the skipping mirror, to at least have somebody there deliver a message through it
because they got to be able to communicate to.
To
to the
Dostomir.
Citadel. Yeah.
The Dostomir's the one that hired us. He's the mage
Yeah.
that's in
Yeah.
the palace. He's the one that's in control of the skipping mirror.
Yeah.
So at least we could start with Dostomir.
Yeah.
And he could either get the word out or come and visit himself.
Exactly.
But it's still going to take a day, maybe two. She has to get up there, get the message. He has to get himself together, come back. So it's probably 2 days before he even shows up, if he
But
shows up.
we'll still be moving people out of the town. Because
Probably, yeah.
I mean, the best thing to do is try to solve the problem. Because we saw it started.
Yeah.
You know, we should try to at least kind of put the.
I mean,
put a
I feel
damper on
awful,
it.
but I didn't do it on purpose.
No,
It's
no,
just-
no. I mean, nobody's going to blame you.
Well, they will.
I mean, somebody will blame you, but I'm not going to blame. Don't worry, I'm not going to blame you.
Meddling with forces beyond my recognition. It was like sniffing a dirty sock. It was supposed to be like that.
It's always the easiest stuff.
So what do we want to do? Do we want to try to get these people together and march them towards
Yeah,
Echo
march
Smart?
Yeah, let's get them to the big town and out of here because we don't know how big this is going to get. I mean, if this is what's causing the goats to die, then we probably
I
don't want
think
that
what was causing
happening.
well, it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't. This is way out of my ken. It could
Yeah,
be
this
any
is-
number of things.
This is a lot of stuff happening.
This is only stuff the wizards talk about around campfires and such. I've never studied any of this.
And they're just. Do they have a shape? Do they look like people? Do they?
They look.
And they're
But-
humanoid, right?
But they're
Humanoid
solid
shapes.
black ink. They're inky black
Yes.
outline.
They look like they're made out of the same stuff as the
The lakes.
We
are.
didn't see
yeah.
eyes. We didn't see where they drip.
Like
ink.
that paint. What's it called? You know, the paint that is like the blackest paint there
Oh,
is.
yeah.
That like only one artist is allowed to purchase from the manufacturer. That's. I mean, it's real hard to see.
None more black.
It's none mo black.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking nerds.
Listen, the Foxy Boggers wouldn't exist if it wasn't for that movie.
That's true.
That's true.
So yeah, I know it looks pretty bleak right now, but on the plus side, you did get 3 experience points from the last session. That
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Forgot. We need to remind you of that. So.
Okay. Where did I write that down? Put it somewhere.
Okay, so yeah, pack everybody up, and are we accompanying? Are we trying to like form a caravan?
I think that would be
Westwards.
the best. I think the thing we can do is at least make sure that everybody gets going. We can accompany the caravan.
Yeah.
They might have. I mean, they're all hunters and farmers in here. They might actually have some very talented archers, you know, to shoot rabbits and such. But still, I don't know what's right behind us. So the least we can do is at least gather them together. Maybe one of us lead, and a couple of us stay behind, and make sure that nobody's left in town, and we watch our back.
Yeah.
If you guys are splitting, let's make the logical metagame choice and say that Chris's character is going to go do whatever that is, and you guys are going to.
Yeah.
Stay with the people
no,
here.
We've already
Yeah.
decided that Chris is
Okay,
going to
all
talk
right.
to the war.
Yeah. Shield.
Whatever you guys, however you guys.
Yeah, shield.
We're talking about assembling a giant caravan, and then somebody leads the front of the caravan, and then some of us are in the back of the caravan, making sure nothing's following us.
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody drops off or anything.
I'll
Like,
stay
kids
back.
don't dash into the woods.
I'll stay back.
Maybe we all should. They probably know their way to Echo Smirk a lot
Better
better
than
than we
us.
do.
Yep.
That's true.
This is true.
Yeah.
They should probably actually lead
Well,
us.
if anything happens up front, though, somebody should. I'll take the lead if you two wanna hang back and see what's going on.
Does anybody want to talk to the locals and see if something like this has ever happened around here before?
Mightn't be a bad idea.
Yeah,
I mean, is there an elder that we can go to? A mayor, an alderman? Like
Well,
something?
I don't remember her name.
The proprietor.
Yeah, she's probably the closest thing they have to a town elder.
So
Chamomile Blackstone.
Chamomile Blackstone.
So I guess I'll go to Chamomile and explain to her that
Chamomile.
that what was happening up at the mill house is very, very, very bad, and it looks as though creatures from our nightmares might be descending upon the town. I cannot stress this enough. However, is this the first time something like this has happened around here before?
Well, nothing like this has ever happened here.
Right.
It's usually very quiet.
Well, okay. I hope that nothing bad will happen to this town, but I think it's best that we all gather everybody together and head to Echo Smirt, at least for a couple of weeks until people can show up and see what is really happening up there. But it isn't good.
I've spread the word. Everyone is packing, and you think we should leave tonight, or can we wait until morning?
I think we should. We can wait until morning. I don't think anything's going to happen
Yeah.
within the next 24 hours. But more than that, we're going to be pushing our luck.
I'm going to say, and I'm going to add, if anybody feels so inclined to leave ahead of us, then they should do that, I suppose. But it might be safer if we all go together in a caravan.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Very well. So she sends out a couple of her employees to go kind of spread the word to the other 4 buildings and to the outlying farms.
Right, there we go. That's what I was wondering. The farmsteads around town.
And if you know anybody in Echo Smirt, you might want to let them know that you're all coming.
How do we do that?
I don't send a runner.
Oh.
One person on horseback to just, yeah.
Okay.
You want to maybe write a note that they can pass on to somebody there?
No, I don't.
What?
I don't.
Fair.
I think that we just let the villagers know that this village are coming in, because they'll know where to go to, who to talk to. We can talk to the alderman when we get there, if we get there.
So we're leaving in the morning. I would like to go set up, like in the kind of like the outskirts of the town, the direction that the lake were being developed, and like kind of set up camp to kind of as a watch.
Oh.
Got it. Okay. I was going to ask something.
And I look around and I grab like whatever like metal or bells or like crap they have around, so I can make noise to like sufficiently, because as loud as I am, it may not carry when everybody's screaming or trying to get out.
Got it. Okay. All right. They give you the bell out of the. They have a little steeple.
Oh, nice.
There's a little not a church, but like a little temple,
Little chapel or something.
chapel, and then
Yeah.
so they pull the bell down out of the thing.
Nice. Handy. And then I go set up.
Okay.
Just kind of keep an eye.
Alrighty. You don't have anything like night vision or anything like that.
Oh, me? No.
Do you have like perception bonus?
I have observation. I have. No, observation is probably the.
We went through this once before.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
With the zombie.
So what do you guys back at the tavern? What do you guys? Obviously, you're probably going to pack tonight, so you can at
Yeah.
first light.
Yeah.
Anything else that you guys are doing while you're?
I still need to heal.
You know what? Did we ever get horses?
No, we never did.
We should probably track down some horses.
Okay.
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
to
we're
heal
gonna-
a point from falling down the stairs
yeah.
still.
And we're spending another night, so yeah, I get to. That's another health roll, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, I made a roll.
9.
Ooh,
So
maybe I
one
did
more hit point.
13.
Almost at full.
What's your health?
10. I didn't make a health roll. I failed my health roll. I was looking at the 4 and 3. I'm like, hey, oh, there's a 6. So I only get the 1 point back, not 2, right?
No, you get no point.
You get nothing. Nothing.
You're too stressed out at this point.
If I remember
Good
correctly.
day, sir.
Tossing and turning at night.
Good day, sir.
I said good day. All right. So, and then you guys are just gonna try to sleep, or you're gonna?
You know what? I think periodically through the night I'll get myself up and I'll check on you. I'll kind of walk over to where you are, Dale,
Okay.
and I'll just make sure everything's all right.
Just sitting there with a little campfire.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
How far north are you? Would you say? Just
I'm going to
roughly.
go as far as I can get without
losing sight.
losing sight of the town
Okay.
or being outside of audio range.
Okay.
Like if I'm going to clang the bell, I don't want them to hear it and be like, "Oh, what is that weird chirping sound?"
Right.
I'd rather have them hear, "Hey, the bell's ringing."
Okay, so you could easily be probably maybe half a mile
Yeah.
away, and still kind of see the lights from the lanterns and
Yeah.
torches and stuff, and that bell carries.
Yeah.
So it's probably like about that big.
Cool.
Like set up on some branches in the
Yeah.
woods.
You just beat it, bong.
Yeah, just to hit it as hard as I can.
Okay. All right.
So maybe like just before midnight, you hear the snap of a twig behind you, and I go, "No, no, it's just me, just me." Checking
That's
to
good to
see."
know. That's good to know. I'm a little nervous about these giant oil things coming at us.
I'll sit myself down like by the fire, and I'll say, "Hey, mind if I ask you a question?
Well, I hope I have an answer.
Things really go bad for us. Like, these things are as bad as I think they might be. You leaving anyone behind?
I have no one except the forest and my forest woodland creatures.
All right.
Are you?
I stopped that up as me mum
Oh,
and have me sister.
oh dear.
They live just outside the citadel. At least they're far away. So hopefully you'll be able to do something about this before anything happens.
Yeah. Well, if you need me to give them a note, should you pass, I'm more than happy to take that to them. I'm not too worried, though. We haven't
Fair.
died yet.
I gaze into the fire with you, sit there for a few minutes, and then I get up and I try to get some sleep.
Okay. So you head back to the.
I head back to my
Okay.
room. Yeah.
A few hours past midnight, you start hearing what sounds like trees breaking
Coming from which direction?
north.
Can I... it's after midnight. What kind of night is it? Is it clear? Is it... are we looking at a full moon?
No moon. It's dark.
Of course it is.
Because
I figured
why
if
wouldn't
it's
it be?
I figured 6, it's a full moon, and 1, it's
So
no moon.
we're here, right? And we're talking about...
heading over. So everything is
so,
coming from up there.
From off the map.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna douse the campfire because the light, so that it can adjust to dark.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And then I'm gonna leave my stuff, like the backpack and stuff, but I'm gonna have my quiver and bow and hatchet. I'm gonna start walking towards the sound
Okay.
because that's the smart thing to do when you're by yourself.
Of course it is.
And I'm going to start. I want to listen to hear kind of the general directions. Per the map, it's fairly clear north of the town. So we're talking like the occasional cops. It's not like a forest. There's like
nothing like a forest.
yeah, it's like random
scrub.
trees throughout and scrub
Yeah.
and
You
brush.
describe it like Iceland or the Highlands of
okay.
Scotland, sort of scrubby
Sheeps,
Plains.
sheeps
scrubby
everywhere.
plains with like desert
Yeah.
volcanic rock in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk towards the sound.
Okay. All right. It takes a while, probably 15, 20 minutes for your eyes to kind of start to adjust to the lack from
The sheer lack
getting
of
rid of
light,
the
yeah.
campfire. And you can kind of make out, and you can kind of actually see. There's like a little grove of trees here, and like a little rock formation here, stuff like that. And you can kind of see what looks like the silhouette of trees, like falling. And it's in the distance, and that's the cracking you're hearing is probably these trees that are on the edges that are like breaking,
Snapping off, yeah.
Big root systems are probably snapping.
As I look down at the ground, there's still none of this like oil or tar, correct?
No, not on the ground. In front of near you, no.
Directly in front of me.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll keep moving towards the sound
Okay.
because I don't want to alarm everybody if it's like a random bear, like scratching its butt. Because they do that.
Make trees fall.
Fair enough.
Big enough bear, it's a small enough tree.
Okay.
I may be dying soon. Because I'm still not fully healthy either.
We all fell down the staircase.
Yep.
So you can kind of see there's like a sort of a slick spot where like the ground stops, and it's about maybe 150 to 200 yards away from you.
Shit. I smell the air.
Mm-hmm.
What do I smell?
It smells a little sulfury, like rotten eggs, but it's faint. It's very faint.
Right, because about 150, 200 feet. Feet or yards, did you say? Feet, right?
Oh, yards, sorry.
Yards, okay. So that's it. I'm going to walk a little closer.
Okay.
I'm going to get... Let's see, what's my move? I can do... Move. How fast does it tell me?
Your move. What is your move?
Oh, here, 6.
Okay. That's 6 yards per second, basically.
So in 10 seconds, I can clear 60 yards,
Yeah.
which is... I'm going to cover, you said 150. I'm going to move till I'm about 50 yards out.
Okay. All right.
Because I think that'll still, even because by that point I should be getting clearer, like the vision should... Is
Yes.
it like cloudy overcast, or just a moonless, starless?
It's a moon. No, there's stars. You can see
moonless thing.
You know, whatever
So,
galaxy far, far away this is.
all right, I try to clear as much space and get
Okay.
as close as I can.
You get to the point where you can pretty much, not clearly, obviously, but you can kind of see where the boundaries of this new sort of tar lake has started. Beyond it, you can see a farmhouse.
I have not walked with these guys, so in their description, did they tell me, like, would this be like the first farmhouse they came up to?
It would probably be the first farmhouse they came up to.
Yeah.
You guys watched up four of these lakes get created before you took off, right? So, and they're reasonably close together. I mean, the gap between these lakes is probably only maybe like 5-10 yards.
But it was a 6-hour walk up to the tree, and
Yeah.
then another hour or two back to the second farmhouse, and then another hour to the first farmhouse.
Right.
And he's at the first farmhouse, so
It's moving quicker than we expected.
It's been hours.
Yeah,
It's been hours.
Well,
This
at this
is
point,
like-
yeah, we're almost
This is
overnight.
3
yeah.
a.m.
and yeah, I'm not there, so
All right. So I want to get to as close to the edge of the lake as I can.
Okay.
And does the sulfur smell get worse?
A little bit. It's not real strong even when you're right up.
So it's kind of like it's coming through something. You know what I mean? Like you could like how you smell like cooking a couple rooms away,
Right.
that kind of thing. Faint,
Yeah,
but you
it's
can't.
faint.
Yeah. So, and I look at I want to take a close look.
Okay. It is like glass. It is that uninterrupted, the surface.
All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an arrow out. The one I have in my hand, because I had one knocked this whole time.
Okay.
And as close to me and the edge as possible, I'm going to jab the black stuff.
Okay. You jab it, and it sort of creates a wave that kind of goes out,
Oh, shit.
and then it kind of moves, and like, you know, the
Yeah.
waves reflect, and it becomes kind of a jumble, and then it slowly starts kind of
Like a waterbed.
evening out. And, yeah, a lot like a waterbed.
You poke it and
until the energy
it
dissipates.
But do I see anything rising up? Like, I'm looking now to see if since I disturbed it, is anything...
No. Except for that, the sort of rippling, there was no other.
There's no other thing. And it's not moving. It's still. It's not like expanding.
No.
The farmhouse, is it like lit? Like, is
Yeah,
there...
you can see a light on inside.
I know I'm not there, but I'm curious. But the arrowhead, was it like water? Or did it resist? Like Jello?
Oh, yeah. That's
It was
what
it was thick, like thick,
So it
way
didn't
thicker.
pierce it. It just
No.
kind of like poked at it.
It's a liquid, but the viscosity is extremely
extraordinarily dense.
high or low. I can't remember which is which.
And there's no... You said that these lakes they're not butting up against each other. They're just kind of...
Well, the first 4 that they saw, there were gaps.
Oh, okay.
They're
But that
not
was
big
because that
gaps.
was a while ago, though.
Yeah.
So those gaps may have filled in. All right. I'm gonna back away, which probably reduces my speed, but that's okay. So I can keep an eye, because I've disturbed the surface and I don't want to like anything coming at me. I back away for about, I don't know, 20, 25 yards.
Okay.
And then once I hit a certain point, I'm going to turn around and start moving at a decent pace. I'm not going to run because I don't want to kill myself
Back.
in case something back to the
Okay.
to the camp. And I'm going to grab stuff and then head back in and find
Okay.
these guys.
All right.
I'm trying to fitfully sleep because I'm still hurt.
You're gonna knock on one of
Yeah.
the doors, or
You gonna ring the bell, or are you just gonna
No, I'm not, because I don't want to. I don't want to cause chaos.
panic or anything?
I want to just like
All right.
Yeah.
do a report.
Yes.
Just FYI, just FYI. There's the lake's big. Like, what do I calculate it at? Like probably
About
100,
100
150, 100 yards away
You're
from
shitting.
where I was.
You're shitting.
From where I was, from the outskirts of town, where I was sitting, which is about the outside of town. It's about 100 yards from where I
All right,
was.
I'm gonna start grabbing my pack. And
Yeah.
everything. Everything's
Well.
packed. I just got to get out of here.
Are you knocking on everyone's door?
Yeah, I come and
Okay,
get
go-
him too.
Okay. All right.
I figured
Same
there was
thing,
like,
then I'll
I'll
pack
say the
and-
same thing to you.
We'll go,
All right.
We'll go down. What's her name? Marigold?
Chamomile.
Chamomile.
Chamomile and what is it?
We need,
Vera. Her
we
daughter
need to
Vera.
get going now. You need to send
Okay.
runners and boys and tell everybody that we don't have time anymore. We need to get going.
Yeah.
Should we stay here and make sure that?
Everybody gets out.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should not. Is there a constabulary to this town?
No, it's
Like it's just too tiny. All right, we'll stay. Like we'll bring up the rear. Just make sure they've got their people.
Yeah, I
heading
think
in the
we
right
shouldn't
direction.
send anybody out ahead. I think we should all go together. I say, like, if you found that not too far from the town, it may have spread all along the areas north of here.
Yeah. Well, it would be best to stay on the road and just head just straight for the town. No, like, I mean, we'll have to figure out how to get the people out because
These people know this area better than we do.
Yep,
I'm sure that
they'll be able to get there, no problem.
better than us.
I think the problem though is that any of the farmhouses that were stuck in that lake are now stuck in that lake.
What exactly did you see?
It basically, for lack of a better word, a lake of that black stuff. It looked like kind of, you know, when it's a period appropriate. When you spill tar on something and it kind of dries and
Yeah,
Like
they use
sits
for,
there, yeah.
for shipwrights.
it's that shiny and large.
Is it hot like tar?
No. Did I feel temperature?
No.
Yeah, it was. And there was a faint smell of sulfur.
Was it-
But no heat coming from
Was
it.
it glowing or anything? It
No.
wasn't, on fire.
No, it was black as black can be.
and smelled like brimstone.
A little bit, not terribly. And when I poked it, it kind of rippled, and then came back to being still.
Do I know what any of this shit is?
Good. No. Oh, is my mic? Check
When you say that you poked it, there's this audible, like, I mean, very visible reaction from you, like, were you what?
I took an arrow and I poked it a little bit. Didn't do anything. Nothing came out. But that farmhouse is still in the middle of that.
Did you notice what any of the animals in the area were doing?
Did I notice there were animals in there?
They were distinctly quiet, like they
were-
weren't there.
There were no animals. Didn't see any animals. Birds, bats, sheeps, goats,
Owls.
owls, fish.
But you didn't hear the animals
Nothing.
screaming or no deer weren't running by you or anything. Okay.
Rats aren't, like, evacuating the buildings here in town or anything right now?
It'd be kind of hard to notice. You're inside.
I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna start going from door to door, knocking and telling people, hey, it's dark, but it's time to get out of here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Let's get these folks gone.
Yeah, I'll get out there and I'll start helping organize getting wagons fixed up and
They're getting pretty much every wagon they got. There's
putting little kids up onto the head of the wagons. Here, you got them. Where's your parents here? And all of that.
Yeah. Now leave everything behind. Bring only what you need. Anybody got horses that we three can borrow?
I think you probably can get horses.
Okay.
Well, boy, I don't know. All the farmers, like south and north, there's only a few farmers to the north, a lot of farmers to the south. Mm-hmm. They're all like bringing all of their horses and all of their wagons
Right, 'cause they
up.
want there's an evac system.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to take some cloth, like see if there's any, like just like maybe a bed sheet,
Okay.
like random sheet, tear it up a little bit. I'm gonna light my lantern, my oil lantern, and I'm gonna start making tallow wraps for the heads of my arrows.
Okay.
Oh.
Like
Flaming
just,
arrows.
yeah, just in case.
Okay.
So I have that set up,
All right.
because it's oily.
Right.
I mean, just be ready for anything.
I'm gonna round up like folks who know the path the best, and kind of put together a team to lead the caravan out. I'll be up front with them in case because I know what I'm looking out for, like that black slick. Right. So if I see anything, I can at least halt the wagon or like route everybody around.
Okay. You get. You guys get everything gets organized. The people aren't really panicked yet. They're just
Concerned.
moving very urgently. Yeah. And you get everything organized. And there's some traders here who do the route back and forth
Regularly or
yeah,
semi-regularly.
every few weeks or something.
Yeah.
So they know the way very well. So they're way up in the front.
Okay.
And then a bunch of farmers bring every spare wagon they can find that they have something to pull it. And people are getting, and then there's some of the farmers are like, you got to take people first, valuables second, livestock second, valuables third, everything else is from leave it because there's just not enough room amongst all the people. So they get as much stuff loaded as they possibly can, and they start moving west.
Okay. Start rolling. You're staying towards the rear.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I will bring up, like
Okay,
I will
yeah.
stay in town until I don't see the butt end of the caravan.
Okay.
As the caravan starts rolling, you hear the sound of galloping hooves, and I ride up to you on a
Ooh,
horse.
fancy! Look at you, Mr. Riding Guy.
The man who doesn't like horses.
I know, yeah.
It's the horse.
Trust me, I want to stay alive.
That's pretty skillful.
Yeah. No. I get over things. I'm gonna get over this for now. And I give you a note, and it's addressed to my mom and to my sister and Sarah. And I say, I just kind of give you a nod, like, to do this, and then I kind of like, struggle with the horse a little
I'm
bit.
trying not to be emotional.
And back.
I trusted you'll be all right, though. I have. It's gonna make aiming even worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, make a perception roll.
Perception.
This would be vision if it matters.
Uh, 12?
What's your int?
10.
Okay.
Oof.
You're not 100% sure, but you can kind of make out that farmhouse, and you still look like you see light coming out of there.
There's somebody in there.
there.
We gotta go get that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go. We should all go.
Yeah. We'll catch up.
Because you passed all these farms on the way back, and you told him, and that farmer immediately started packing stuff up. Like he was getting out. He was getting out now.
But did you see them leave?
No.
Do you
We
think
should-
they're stuck?
We should go look.
Or they left the light on.
We should go look.
Let's go.
Gallop-
I'm ready.
gallop
It,
over,
it could
and
also
then-
be that somebody from the second farmhouse made it here and couldn't get further. I don't know.
Okay.
Was this thing surrounded by a lake? But it's in
It was-
the middle
Well, it
of the
wasn't
lake.
surrounded, but it was like off the other side
Well,
of
it
that
was
lake. that
on
you
the
saw,
opposite
right?
from
Yeah,
me,
which
from
is-
where the lake was.
Well, you couldn't really see much past the thing, but it was a ways past the lake.
Yeah.
How long till sunrise?
I don't know. We're like 3 in the morning right now?
Probably a couple hours, probably 2 hours.
Well, it's
You wanna
foolish to
wait?
go walking around at night. I mean,
And as long as the
One of these
caravan's
things.
going,
it isn't a good idea to be doing anything in the mountains at night anyway.
Yeah.
But it's even worse now.
I say we wait. And it'll give me a little chance for some shut-eye.
Well, let's just make sure the caravans in the,
And
the
I mean,
town is-
you've got some like guardsmen up near the front of the thing. They've got plenty of like lanterns and torches. I mean,
they know the way better than we do. They probably even have shortcuts that we don't know about. So.
Oh, yeah.
Let's describe what to look out for. If they see anything like that, just avoid it at all
And,
costs.
yeah, they're ready to move at a gallop if they have to.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go check the house out. Or we're
I was
gonna
gonna
wait
wait
till
till
daytime.
light.
Okay. All right.
I mean-
then I'll stay.
We
with
can
you.
go there in the dark and then not see anything.
Yeah. I sit down.
Okay.
I take my cloak and wrap myself up, and I fall right to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so you get about a 2-hour nap.
Yeah.
Morning comes, and you can very clearly see the farmhouse in the distance.
All right. Well, we'll start heading.
Yeah. As soon as we get good light, too,
Okay.
we'll head on out. Okay.
And there's this big, massive lake, and in front of that lake is another one,
Where you were camping.
right where
By
you
the
had
lake,
been
yeah.
camping.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh,
there's a
so
way
the
to-
place I was camping is now covered.
Yes. Or it sunk in, or whatever.
But there's a way to get around these things
Oh,
to
sure,
get to
you
that
can go
farm. Okay. All right. Yep. I'll lead the way then in that
I
case.
mean, you said they're like a 100-yard lake, right?
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, it's not Lake Superior. It's,
Sure,
it's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
maybe
More
more
like
of
a
a pond.
pond,
at
yeah.
100, yeah.
Right.
Sure. Still bigger, bigger than any of us. I think would like it to be.
You would call it a pond, yes. I think it
Fair.
would be. I would classify it as a pond at that size, but a big pond.
Does the house still look like it's got
Yep.
lights? Okay, all right. I'm going to.
I mean, it's harder to tell now, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't look abandoned yet.
No.
Yeah, skirt around that thing and make our way. Make sure nobody's in there.
Okay.
Has the caravan entirely? Are they all on?
Oh,
on
it's
their
been
merry
2
little way
hours.
then?
They're out
Yeah.
of sight.
Okay, all right. Then we'll just have to catch up.
Okay. So you make your way around the two lakes, and you start approaching the house. And how's your hearing?
Oh, I have acute hearing,
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll.
so that's +2 perception, right?
Yes.
Perception's not great, so it's effectively an 11. 10.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. You hear it as you're like approaching it. You can hear the sound of people talking inside,
Oh, great. Okay.
and as you start getting closer, you realize you can't understand what they're saying.
You know what? I think at this point I'm gonna. Did we bring our horses, or are we just walking over? Just having
I
I think
It's entirely up to you.
I was actually going to send the sneaky ranger type out there up front, so I figured we would be you and I would be hanging back while he went and reconned.
It's up to you. Did
But
you want to?
but it's maybe changed that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you know what? I'm gonna at this point, if we have our horses, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna look to both of you, make sure I make eye contact, and I give you one of these. Stop. Or I'm gonna say I hear talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And then I
left it in the box. I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
I make eye contact with you, and I give you one of these, but try to get here as quietly as I can. And if you reach me, I say, "Somebody talking there? I can't understand what they're saying. They're speaking a language I don't know."
well, I'm fairly sneaky. He's really sneaky. Somebody should at least take a look in and see who or what it is. I mean, it could just be a local dialect. I don't know.
All these people have been speaking the exact same language with an accent.
Yeah.
So the house is surrounded.
But it's not
But there's-
surrounded. There's like a piece of. Hand me a pencil.
Oh, here. Do you want to use a piece of paper?
Well, I can
Okay.
use this. It's like here's the village over here somewhere, like a couple buildings here, and there's like one here, and there's like one here,
Those are the ponds, right?
and then there's like over here there's like the farmhouse that you're at right now. You see
It's
that?
not like, you know.
And we've skirted around.
Yeah.
Like so. Okay.
They won't even be able to see that.
There's all. Hey, thanks for the manila folder.
With some scribbles on it.
I will. I'm entering ranger mode at this point,
Okay.
and I start moving towards the house as stealthily as I can.
Okay.
Out of line of sight of the front, so that I can manage to approach the house in a way that I don't attract attention.
Okay.
Or get attention on these guys. Fly casual, I don't know.
I'm gonna load a bolt into my crossbow.
Okay.
Just kind of, take aim, be ready.
Make a stealth roll.
I hate thinking about it.
Let's see if our luck holds out this session too.
X minus 1, shit.
What'd you roll?
A 13. I needed 11.
Okay, so you make a little noise heading up there. You're like,
I stopped. Like in that scene with
Right.
in Emperor's New Groove where Kronk's trying to be stuck. It's like, I keep going though.
Okay.
I keep moving forward.
you can hear there's a conversation going on.
Did the noise interrupt it?
No,
So it's still going.
something about it is not right.
Is it an exchange? Or is it like everybody's talking at the same time?
You can kind of hear what you think might be different voices, but the pitch is slightly different. But whatever is going on, it's very repetitive, and it doesn't. I mean,
Like chanting? Like they're...
I
no.
look.
Okay, alright.
It's like and you can hear like someone's walking, like foots on the floorboards, and
I'm going to try to sign this to them as best as I can, but I get their attention, and I go, like trying to do multiple people are talking,
Yeah. Okay. Wait, okay.
and I continue to the house to see what I can see.
okay,
Do I need to roll again, or I should probably roll it?
yeah, go ahead. You can roll again.
Let's switch dice. Let's see if switching will help.
Yeah, if you
Boom!
if you fail sneaking, you're not going to summon a demon. So it'll be.
Well, that's true. That's
we
true.
don't know that.
I don't have that. I can't
mean-
even. I won't even be
That's
able to
only me.
poop one out.
Is your mic on?
Huh?
Yeah.
It's on. Okay, all right. It's for some reason your mic's real quiet. I don't know if that mic is getting blown out or what's.
I got a 4 when I needed an 11.
Oh yeah, you walked
Say.
right up. You're like right. Do you want to be like right next to a window?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right next to a window. The curtain's like just slightly parted, and you can kind of just see like a little bit inside.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone inside, but you can definitely hear that.
Are these the windows? Are they sashed windows? Are they hinged windows?
Oh, they're probably hinged.
Now are these windows open? I look.
They're closed. They're closed. I'm sorry, no curtain. You're probably looking through the crack between the shutters.
Oh, so they're shuttered. I want to look inside. And
want
they're
you to
all
look inside.
shuttered,
Yeah.
right? All of the windows are shuttered?
Well, the ones around the front aren't, because that's how you knew there was light inside.
Okay, I will against the wall,
Okay.
up to the window,
Okay.
and do the quick peek in,
Okay.
and then die. I'm gonna go ahead and die now.
You're up near the front window, and you don't see anything inside. You don't see anyone inside. You can kind of see. It looks like there's like a chair and a table.
But I'm still hearing the voices,
You're still hearing the voices,
and they're coming from inside.
they are coming from inside.
I look back, and I signal them to come in.
Okay.
Okay, alright.
Because if I'm gonna die, we're all gonna die.
Suck.
Well, because at this point,
We're all
at this point, this is out of my element. I'm hearing voices in a place that I'm not seeing figures. Do you know what I mean? But you don't know that until I get you close enough.
Okay. Well, we're
Fair.
trusting you.
Yeah, crossball crossbow.
Well,
at the
I
ready.
do that, and I also make sure they're like, quiet, like sneaky.
Okay. Make it.
Do you know what he's saying? He's telling us to pat our lips. Pat our
Don't
lips.
forget the lip balm.
11. I think mine's a 12, so I think we're good. 12, yes, and I rolled an 11.
Okay, all right. You just, as you're walking, you'll kind of look to the north. You don't see any lakes to the north.
But that's where it came from, was the north, right?
Yeah, which is way farther north from here, and almost in a straight line.
So these are new ones, maybe.
But you don't, like, the way it had been creating was like, made one,
Right.
guy walked out,
They're
made one,
moving
walked
towards
out,
something.
they made one. That's when you left. But you definitely saw a pattern of these things.
Remind me again, was there a dead goat at this?
Yes, this was the most recent dead. No, yes, this was the most recent dead
Right,
goat.
because it was moving from the tree, so this was the most recent
Right.
dead goat.
Ged Barton's place.
And,
That sounds right.
Yeah.
and is the center of the lake under where the goat pen used to be?
No, there's no lake.
Okay.
Like, looking at it, the way the dispersal pattern had worked, this house should be right in the middle of a lake. And there's no lakes north of it.
So it looks like the lakes up north didn't make it down this far. These are two new lakes started
Yeah.
by something else. Is that kind of what it looks like?
It looks, yeah. It basically, it's not.
These are two isolated lakes, and there aren't, and the ones that were up north aren't this far yet. That would explain why it's so quick, maybe. Okay, well I'll just clock that, but I don't want to make any noise, so I'm going to roll a stealth roll while I'm walking up here,
Okay.
since I am kind of sneaky. My stealth is a 10, and it did not make it.
Okay.
I
didn't. I mean,
Not that bad?
I needed a 10, and I got 11, 12, 13, 14, but
What were you trying to roll?
just stealth.
Oh, okay. You're not
advance forward.
stealthy.
In fact, you stepped on a squeaky toy.
No, that would have been an 18.
You stepped on a rubber chicken.
That the really annoying ones that go.
That's the town's other trade, besides root vegetables.
Manufacturing and sales. That's genius.
Okay. But you're up there.
And we hear talking.
Do I
Do I recognize the language?
Make a. How well are you? Fairly well traveled?
Yes, I am. But also, I might have a thing. I might have. Do I have an advantage? Well, magery,
No.
detective work.
I am a dumbass. No, okay, never mind. I'm not a dumbass. Just to make sure.
Okay, sure.
Because when you look at the stuff on your advantages and disadvantages, you're like, oh, I could have been using that. And then oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's not.
it's pretty
That's not
specific.
what that is. I'm still hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what some of these. I don't think voices does anything. So I'll just roll an intelligence roll, see if I recognize
Sure.
it as a language.
Oh, you made it by a good amount.
4, 5, 6, 7. So in mine, I needed a 12. So I made it by
You made it by 5.
5.
Okay. You don't. This does not sound like any language you've ever heard.
Okay.
It sounds like, to you, it sounds like babbling. Like literally babbling. Not like a rude person hearing a language they're not familiar with.
Got it. This does not correspond to any of the known languages and sentence structure and cadence I've heard
If you
before.
were to guess, you would say this is what something that doesn't have a speech-based language would mimic if it was trying to sound like a speech-based language.
Wow. That's oddly
Something like
specific.
that.
That's some detective skills right there,
But
man.
yeah.
What's in there? Nobody. There's nobody in there. There's nobody in there. And I point into the window. Are they just really
Oh, you when you look in the window, there's food sitting on the table.
Is it? This is a weird question. Does it look like it's being consumed?
No,
It's just food that's ready.
it looks like a roast. You can see steam coming up.
Oh,
from
so
it.
it's pretty freshly cooked still.
Yeah. This is it's like nested in root vegetables, and some fresh greens.
I like root vegetables. things.
You're making me really hungry now.
I'm gonna advance too. If I haven't gotten there yet, I'm gonna go ahead and join the group.
Okay.
Make sure. Should I even try to be stealthy? I don't even know.
Well, he definitely wasn't.
Okay, I
And
was
he's
going
alive.
to try to be stealthy, and then when that happens, I'm gonna be like, oh, whatever,
Whatever.
and walk over.
Is the door open?
No, it's closed.
I'm gonna go try to open the door.
Okay,
I'm just
door
gonna walk
opens.
right up to the door,
Door opens.
and I look in.
Okay,
Nothing. Still nobody. But do I hear? Does the sound?
it's still there. The sound's still there.
Is it
Yeah,
louder now that I'm inside?
yeah, a little. It kind of sounds like it's coming from like it's not a big place, so it's like there's like sort of a kitchen with a little dining table over here, and that's where you've kind of been seeing. And the sound kind of sounds like it's coming from around the other side.
This is a single story, like
Yes, yeah, it's a small, maybe 2 rooms, might be one big room.
kind of poke my head around to see what's on the other side.
I'll be close behind you again,
Yeah.
just kind of like ready to shoot my crossbow past your head or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can see like there's like a bed and some stuff. There's no one there. You basically just kind of lean in like that.
Yeah. I cross the threshold. I walk
Okay.
in.
So I'm going to stay outside, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
so I see you go in,
Yeah, I'll like kind of give him the signal to like just kind of chill for a second.
and I give
Okay.
you the signal of, the fuck? And
All
you
right.
would see, are you doing, as you walk through the cross. What the fuck are you?
So I walk,
So you walk in. Okay, you step in.
nothing.
No.
And it's just a little farmhouse. I'm gonna start kind of like putting my arms out.
How far into the?
I'm walking a straight line from the front door to the back wall,
Okay, all right,
and I'm just kind of doing one of these.
right. When you
and-
make it about midway across, the door slams shut.
No
And you
piton.
forgot your
I
piton.
forgot my piton. I didn't get to go buy the piton.
After
And-
I was so moved by your always bring a piton speech.
Let's have a quick contest of decks.
Okie doke.
Oh, that's terrible. Roll.
Yeah, it is. That's a fail.
That's a 16.
It's a 13 out of 12.
Oh, so you missed
Yeah.
2? Okay. Let's have a second one. That one is made by
I nail it right on the spot.
right on it. Okay, well this is better. I rolled, oh shit! Sorry, everyone at home. The microphone just fell off my face.
We'll have to EQ that one out later.
8. I made it by 5. No, did you make it by?
No,
more?
I made it. I like nailed
Right
it.
on. Okay, all right. Your feet sink into the ground, like the ground suddenly becomes soft, and you can see just for a split second it sort of turns into that black tar stuff, and you sink in just a little bit, just like just to like the little lump where you're on your ankle, the little ankle bone lump, about like that far, and then it's like starts to
Solid.
harden again.
He found the soft spot.
Do I? Can I pull my leg out? It's not. Wait. So I have combat reflexes. So should I?
That
be
would give
adding-
you a bonus.
It's.
I'm gonna. I'll say this: you have 1 foot stuck in it. So like 1 foot, you were able to like kind of step up. It basically turned into a liquid for a fraction of a second, and then
it
resolidified.
And it's not letting me even with the pushing of 1 foot. It's not letting me like. Does it have flex? Does it
Yes,
have
it does have flex. It does have flex. I mean, it's not like your foot is in concrete or something.
the roof.
The roof
Is on fire.
No. Get out of my head.
I was going to actually lead in with that. Rafters, pitched.
There. It's pitched, but there's
So
still
if I was
rafters.
to take the rope off of my belt and chuck it over,
Mm-hmm.
can I get it over the rafter?
Sure.
Okay. So then I'm gonna give myself a quick tie and try to pull myself out of the goo. Strength check. Well, what do you
We're
want
gonna do it.
first?
We're gonna have a quick contest of strength.
Okay.
I'm rolling versus a 16. Just to let you know.
It's gonna suck. Oh
I made it by 6.
no! I made it right on. But
And you only have 1 foot stuck. That I'll say that combat reflexes. You were able.
I was able to
Get
get
one
one out of the
foot,
way. Would this qualify as maybe a climbing? I'm just trying to weasel as
Yeah,
much as
you
I
know
can.
what? I will. I'll let. We'll say this. You can make a second attempt with your climbing roll at no penalty,
Okay.
and we'll say that you're like rigging something so you have a little more leverage.
Yeah.
What is your skill level? Is your climbing skill level? How much better is it than your strength?
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's
I'll give you
dex -1.
I'll give you a +2 bonus
Okay.
on a successful climbing roll.
4, 9,
Jeez.
I'm on
12
fire.
plus.
Fire.
Jeez, you really are. So wait, you said a +2.
+2 to your so you if your
so I'd
skill
be
level.
doing it at Dex +1, right?
What's your
my
skill
normal
level?
climb skill is Dex -1.
And what's your dex?
12.
So it's 11. So you're rolling against a 13.
Oh, I got it then, but only by 2, because I got an 11.
I made it by 10. I'm rolling right in front of you. These are not loaded dice.
Madness.
This is Stu. Whenever Stu is DMing, the dice will always go really, really
don't
well.
know why.
And when he's a player, it's not so much.
Not so much.
I'm a very average roller when I'm a
Yes.
player. When I'm a GM, my dice are on fire.
Always.
So I'm stuck.
Especially if it's dangerous.
Are you making noise? By the way.
Not yet.
Okay,
'cause-
not yet,
Because
okay.
you know what this reminds me of?
And-
It reminds me of a trap. And so I don't want to, call you guys and then have you fall
Fair.
into the trap.
And you guys are still hearing the talking.
Okay.
It's still, and you hear the clump, clump, clump.
And we obviously saw the door just slam.
Oh yeah,
in front of
so
our
absolutely,
faces.
yeah.
I was surprised it didn't, hit you in the face because you were
Yeah, that was
right
pretty
behind me.
close. Yeah.
Is there a cadence to this talking? Is it like a chanting, or is it just
No.
it's like the Hamburglar and Cousin It are having a conversation?
Or the adults in the Peanuts cartoons.
I'm kind of fond of the hamburger and
And the floor is starting to you're seeing some moisture on the floor starting to
So
sort
it's
of.
starting to liquefy?
And it's not liquefying. It's
It's
looks like it's coming up, but it's not that black tar. It's a clear liquid, not water. A little more yellowish.
I undo my boot and pull my foot out.
Oh, there you go. Let's do it
Make me
again.
roll. Maybe
This will
it's
be
thing. I'm going to roll on the flat of the table.
this will be a strength roll again, and pulling your shoe out of a boot. I'll give you a +6.
13. So I'm rolling against a 17. Oh yeah, I make it by 3.
By 3.
Yeah, I made it by 43.
I rolled a 12. I told we were rolling versus a 16.
So
I made it by 4.
you made it better than me.
So your foot is still stuck. Yeah, you have to get it untied, and it's like, oh, God. It's like it's cinched around the top of the boot.
I'm going to look at the window and see if he's still looking.
No, I'm not.
Were you at the window, or you guys?
I was at the
door?
window,
Oh,
but
what,
I mean-
what are you guys doing? 'Cause
Yeah, well-
the door just slammed, and
Right, I'm outside and I look at him. You were on the stairs, in front of the door.
I was
right?
I was just right behind
I
him
was
by
actually
the
going to
door.
ask if you were in there or not.
No, I wasn't in. I wasn't
there's
in.
no
I was
porch
kind
to
of
this
like,
house. By the way. You just walk up, and it's like.
So I make
Yeah.
eye contact with him and go,
and I'm thinking should I bust the door open? Okay, I wait I give it a count of how long does this take? It takes 15 seconds?
This is probably that's probably
10,
about
10, 15 seconds. I give it a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, and then I put my shoulder to the door, try to bust it open.
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick scan across the lake too. Is there anything coming out of it?
Ripples, black
No.
oozes.
Okay.
Same contest.
strength?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm rolling versus a 16.
Ooh, 5 out of 12.
So you made it by 7?
7, yep.
Okay, I rolled 5, 6, 7, 8. I rolled an 8. So I made it by 16.
6.
I made it by 8.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, right, yeah.
God,
How the fuck are you doing that? He's cheatering, is what he's doing.
he's
I'll
trying
switch
to
dice.
Weird DMery.
he's trying to bait us into lighting this thing on fire.
I'm going to, in my normal voice, say, "Can you hear me?"
You can definitely hear him.
Yes. Yes, Dale. I think the entire valley can hear you.
Good. Don't come in yet. It's a trap.
I peel my shoulder off the door that I just tried to break down.
Yeah. Give me a second. It's starting to turn liquidy in here. I'm like describing everything
Right.
that you described to me.
I immediately look down on the ground. Are our feet stuck? Is it getting?
No, your
is
feet
it
are on
squishy?
dirt.
Okay.
Like there's no porch in this house.
Yeah, but is it getting wet or squishy or turning black?
Not
okay,
at all.
good. All right.
I think this house is a puddle. I say out loud. And then I try again to pull my foot out of my boot.
Okay. I'm going to put you at, instead of it being at a plus 6, but I'm going to give you a plus 5.
Okay. So
Should I use someone else's dice? Does someone want me to use someone else's dice?
No,
Okay,
just
all right.
roll. Wow.
Okay, that right time I rolled a 10, so I only made it by 6.
I did it by 10.
Oh, there you go.
I rolled a 6 out of 16.
Okay. So you pull your foot out.
And I is my other foot still leveraged on the ground? Am I still?
You just, yeah.
But it's not,
you
like,
probably have been
sinking.
holding, I'm assuming you probably, well, you can't hold it up when you're trying to pull it over.
Here's what I've been doing. Is because I tied myself off, threw that thing over. I've
Okay.
been like keeping tension on my side of the line,
Okay.
so that my whole weight isn't touching the floor.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Because
you would have
that
been,
sink, like it's what you do.
They sink.
Yeah, they sink. So you want to hold up. And okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. My foot's free. I say really loud, and I.
so are you like now hanging? Like
No,
you suspended off the ground?
If my other foot is still touching solid ground, I back up and I start running towards the front door, which is not that far. Right?
No, it's like 3 steps away.
And I try to open the door.
Okay. The door is not opening. And your like socked foot, I'm assuming do socks
Yeah.
or whatever you have, it's now burning like a motherfucker.
ooh.
In fact, I'm going to tell you that you just took a point of damage.
Okie doke.
Like it's like extremely caustic or acidic.
I pick the foot up. And I don't let anything touch the ground.
Okay. Your boot seems to be protecting your foot for now, but it's
But
you can
I
kind of
see it
smell
and
like the
steamy.
burning leather
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little.
I think I'm getting et. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to. Is it a thatched roof? Well, I don't think that matters.
No, everything here is built like a shit brick house.
I like that nod at the end. A
Right.
shit brick house.
No, it's like everything is made out of stone. Even the roofs are made out of like shale.
Cobbled and shale. And,
Yeah, because this is like super like awful climate.
I look up and is the rope where it's making contact with the rafter burning?
No,
Just the floor.
right.
So I dropped into the stomach of something, essentially. And I yell that out. I think I'm in somebody's stomach.
All right, if I can't open the door, I'm going to try to rip that window open and see if he can like climb
Okay,
through the
all
window.
right. Same deal.
Same thing. Test of strength. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this farmhouse actually in the same place as the original farmhouse?
Ah. Didn't even think
Make a
that.
roll.
Because it does seem like we went a lot further to that farmhouse when we originally went. No. Well, what was I rolling? Intelligence?
Int, yeah. You're a wizard.
11,
You should
12,
have a
13.
decent
I
range.
know, but I have a 12 and I rolled a 13.
Okay. You know, you remember there being a porch.
Oh.
Okay.
That you distinctly remember because you sat on the porch and talked to the guy.
This is-
moments.
this is-
like in my head. I'm like, I know what this fucking
This
thing
isn't
is.
the same hut. This is a completely different hut.
Yeah, that's great. I'm being et.
This may not be
I made it
an
by
actual
4.
hut.
Okay, I made it by 3.
Oh.
No, sorry, 2. 2, actually.
Okay.
I might even say this is mimicking a hut.
That's. Oh, I'm gonna die. This is ignominious. I don't like this. I'm going to.
You can make a second attempt if you want.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to open the window. Oh no, Lord no! That's a
That's a critical failure.
yeah, that's a 17.
And you summon a demon, and you summon a demon, and you summon a demon.
Are you using something to hit this, or are you beating it with
No,
your
no,
fists?
okay. So there's shutters, right?
Right.
I just basically try to get my hands in there. I try to rip it open.
Okay,
Wrench them
all right.
open.
Okay. Your hand is caught.
Oh gosh! So the shutters kind of like slam shut, and pinch my.
They
right
kind
now,
of
thank
start
you.
to get them open. They go
Yeah,
boom, and it's like oh, shit. Now your hand is
Jeez.
stuck in the thing.
Oh Lord!
Something.
And yakety sax plays off in the distance.
But that's exactly what I was just thinking. I was just thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and it's starting to get deeper, and you look down, and I mean your boots are waterproof because you know what you're doing, but it's getting kind of close to the top of your boots. It's like you got it's like probably 5 inches of water in
And
there now.
there's no change to the rope. I'm gonna try to pull myself up.
Make a climbing roll.
Because you know Jose.
The first hut is the deepest.
Oh,
God
jeez.
damn it!
You're muted.
Fine. Nobody needed to hear that.
So it's a dex. I made it right on.
Okay, all right. You're up in the rafters.
Okay.
If you want, you can be wherever you want, but you can be as far as up in the rafters.
Okay. I'm gonna. Once I get up there, I'm gonna coil the rope because I don't want to lose it.
Okay.
Because I might need it to get the fuck out of here. Is there an outlet?
You're getting that same kind of like rotten egg smell, but now it's strong.
Huh. If I poke the ceiling, what does it feel like?
It feels like,
Like rock?
well, it's got like strips of wood.
Like sash.
It's like they built. Yeah.
And there's no
But you can see the stone
chimney?
No, there's no chimney.
There's no opening. Well, why would there be? Because, Damn it. I will, from where I am. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. You guys do
I'm going to try to wrench my hands free of this thing. At the
Do I
very
see his
least.
hand?
Yes.
You can see me kind of. You can hear me struggling, like.
You can see like it's like here. It's got him like right here. You can see his fingers.
If I was...
A rich man?
Rich man.
Thank you.
Now that you're up in the rafters, you can actually kind of move around pretty freely up there.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can get to pretty much anywhere you want inside.
I'm going to
the house.
move myself above the window he's working at.
Okay.
I may lose a rope, but I'm going to tie the rope off on the rafter that I'm standing up over the window. And I'm going to do a rappel jump to try to bust through
You know,
that.
John McClane through the
Yeah.
window.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Okay.
the scene.
All right.
So I will call out to
Beagle.
To me, Ziegler, yeah.
to the
Ziegler the
Beagle
Beagle.
and say, "Put your head down."
Put the
Does he have to
candle
go
Back.
And I don't know what this would be because I mean I'm essentially attacking the window.
I would just make it it's going to be a contest of strength, but I'm
Okay.
going to give you a big bonus because you're using
Momentum
your legs
and weight,
and you also have momentum. So I'll give you like a +6.
And as he does that, I'm going to as soon as I hear that, I put I put a foot up against the wall.
Okay.
And I try to pull down as best I can
So you want to
before
do
he comes crashing through that door.
quick contest
Yep.
first. Okay.
Oh, that's not great. 12 out of 12. Just made it right on.
Let's see. That is a 9. So I made it by 7.
Okay. All right.
Jesus.
All right. I'm just desperately trying to yank my hand out of there before anything
Stu
happens.
is on fire.
Keep
You
going.
just- Yep.
So
Please carry on.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So
Now,
I'm going to
the-
basically pull the slack so that because I know
So you're
because I'm a
basically gonna-
climber. I know how to
Spot,
like
yeah.
Boom! You're trying
Yeah.
to try to hit. Before you roll, you want to side bet for a critical failure here?
I'll
Holy
take that bet.
crap!
I'll
Why are
take
you going to be that
bet.
way?
I'm saying there will be one.
This is
I'm
my
gonna
firing.
agree. No, I won't take that bet. I agree with
my
that.
firing hand, by the way, just to let you know. If I lose any fingers,
Well, there's another player character involved who could end up getting hurt. And there's a history of that happening
this is a line of
so
fire.
far.
Here, yes.
Just don't know. Nobody look. Don't nobody look. Okay, so I needed a 17.
I
And
made
I
it by
rolled-
6.
I made it by 11.
Boom! Oh, that's critical success. All right.
So
Boosh! They shatter. And then you go flying out feet first, land on your feet, he goes, it's like sailing right
just
over your head,
right over,
freeing your hand.
And as I land, I do one of these, and the whole rope just uncoils and draws back to me?
Sure.
Nice! You all right? How's your hand? I saw your fingers wiggling.
Let's
it
see,
was almost obscene.
I kind of dropped my crossbow. I'm just going to pick it up. I'm going to fire into the window. I don't care what I hit.
The window kind of disappeared. It's puckered.
Oh.
Like the rest of it's kind of moved around it.
I was going to fire through the window, but I'm not going to waste the bolt. I think it's time for us to just get out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to back up.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
time for us
a
to bolt.
house. This is something. This is a thing.
Yeah, I agree. I lost a boot. I need to go buy a boot.
And you're
Probably find one
your
in the
foot
village
hurts.
for free.
I mean, it's like red and like the skin's peeling.
Now that we bring this all up, I don't think this house is in the same place. It seems like that other house was a lot further away.
I think those puddles are creatures.
Or this is a creature from the... Yes, something like that.
Because what you described to me when you first saw these things happened underneath my foot. That's how I got trapped in the first place. It turned into that liquid and then tried to suck me in. Not that I mind when people try to suck.
Was this thing making noise after he smashed out
it's
the window?
okay,
so it's not screaming in pain or anything.
no.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe we should just kind of let
And
this
when you
sleeping
say
dog lie.
puckered, it's like an organic thing. It's like we're looking at like a
Yeah,
sphincter
it's
valve.
like if you look at a little
Yeah, yeah.
cut,
Oh, yeah.
the skin around it kind of puffs up and swells to help
Using my detective skills, I'm like, that's not what I'm backing up. That's not what wood does. Whatever this is, it's a thing. You went through like a fleshy wall because
Yeah.
look at that. Ew.
I almost got it.
At this
And my
point, I kind
foot
of like
hurts. I hold it up, and then hopefully it's like kind of cooking right now.
Well, I mean, it's like this. It's peeling. It's like a chemical burn.
Yeah.
I kind of like grab you both by the shoulder and I say, I think maybe this isn't a problem we should deal with now.
Right. Well, apparently
rejoin the caravan.
There's no farmers here now. We should go.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
sounds to me like they put there's a food in there as bait, and then the sound makes it sound like there's people in there. But that's a thing. There's This is a thing. I feel like we should kill it, but I don't know how. Fire, maybe.
Maybe. If I walked up to the wall and kind of put my hand on it, does it feel like it felt like stone? Everything
yeah,
I've touched
absolutely,
feels like
yeah.
what it looks like.
Yes.
So I take my hatchet and I kind of hold it like this and kind of against the rock and pull it down against like trying to cut into. Does it cut? Or does it kind of grind metal against stone?
No, it digs in a little bit. It like gets through a little bit through this. Like there's like just an outer surface layer, and then you get into like a little bit of fleshy stuff. It does not
Does it
feel like
react?
Yes, like you can see it. Well, it kind of swells. You can kind of see it closing behind as you're
Oh.
scraping.
I don't have my backpack.
You have those talloed arrows.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to light them
That's
with.
all right.
I got a lighter. I can light it, but
Okay. I want to set this thing on fire.
Shoot it
Okay.
into the window.
here's a tinderbox. Here, go knock yourself out.
I start lighting an arrow. And,
Player characters love fire, Stu.
Yes, they do.
We always light things on fire.
and I shoot straight into the wall, not like
Okay.
targeting, just like
Okay.
hitting the broadside of a barn.
We're
Which I
backing
should
up.
probably-
I'm backing up quickly
Yeah.
now.
You don't need to roll to hit,
Okay.
but do roll the damage for it.
Okay.
I'm going to get on my horse, in fact, and I'm going to hold his horse, hold the reins for his horse.
1d1. And then is there a way to figure out fire damage, or is that?
Well, I'll figure that out.
Okay. 1d1. 1d plus 1. 6.
6 total. So okay, all right. So it hits and goes into the thing, and it really kind of the whole thing kind of ripples a little bit when that happens. But you still hear the noise, and there is a fire, and it's kind of sizzling and sputtering, but
But it's not big enough to.
But it looks like it is trying to catch.
Nice. I'm gonna take the other 2 arrows and walk up to where the first arrow hit and just jab them in there so that
There's more fuel.
the other fueled cloth
Okay.
catches.
All right, and it does, and eventually it starts kind of
Cooking.
yeah, And
Good.
there's
That's
the
for my
fire
foot.
is starting to kind of spread, and it's kind of moving up, and it looks like it's gonna
The
eventually
sounds
be
it's making. The sound of
still
mumbling.
making the same noise.
That's so weird. The heck is this?
We should get out of here, Dale.
Yeah.
Let's go. I need to fix my foot and get a new shoe.
Did you guys walk out here or take the horses?
We took the
took the
horses.
horses.
Oh, you did.
we?
Okay. Right.
I don't know how to ride. You know, I'm getting like.
You can improvise.
Well, okay, then he and I rode, because I remember you said I get off
Well,
the
you
horses.
guys, yeah.
Riding a horse, like the only time I'm going to make you make a riding skill is in like in a very dangerous situation, like like going up the stairs back to the observation
So you
tower.
consider it a basic.
Everyone can sit on a horse
And let it go.
and let it go where it's going to go, and even probably steer it. I mean, it's not that hard.
That would make sense. Okay.
But it's like if you can do it like a combat or stress situation where you can
Right.
keep the horse under control or something like that, then I'm going to require rolls.
You need a new shoe.
All right, I heard that. So, so I'm going to keep looking over our shoulder as we head back towards San Jose.
It's becoming fully involved.
It's not moving or...
No.
Are the lakes reacting?
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Yeah.
The other pawns, no, they are not.
Okay. So here's a question: do we want to go back to town and get you ashore? Or do we want to just kind of cut the diagonal towards where we anticipate the
We should just go to the big
caravan
town.
are going to be?
We need to get word to Thilde
Yeah.
to tell her that we've gone ahead.
Well,
She went back to the mountain.
right.
Yeah.
So she only just probably made it to the top. It was a day up and then up the stairs, so
Wait
she's
for
probably
her,
there
we
now.
wanna-
Well, we'll say this so you guys don't have to worry about that. There's a skipping mirror in Kohosmert.
Oh.
There's also one in Cordell. So I mean, she could go because that's where she went, right?
Yeah.
So she could go send her a message and meet you in Kohosmert,
Okay. All right.
or even in Amana because there's one in Amana.
Yeah, there's nothing more
I'm
that
a
we
particular
can...
fan of the Amana range.
No, it's further away too than you guys were. So. Oh, fridge joke. That was cold.
It's during the summer. It's like an oven there.
So anyway, I think we would have.
It used to be the Amana radar range, which I think was like the first microwave.
Yeah.
It probably irradiated the
Really?
neighborhood every time you turned it on, but the radar range.
I mean, I think meeting her at Ecosmert would.
Yeah, yeah.
probably be
Let's head there. There's nothing more we can screw up here.
Okay.
We did all
Well,
the damage here we can.
Well. No. Anyway.
What is puzzling to me, though, is that these two lakes are completely isolated from the other ones that are further up the mountain. And what it looks like to me is those lakes up there haven't made it down here yet. Somehow, these two started.
When you start, as you're saying that, you start looking. There's structures farther that weren't there.
Oh, see,
boy.
that would have been nice to know before
Sorry.
we planned to go to Eldemy. Then we'll head that way. We should at least look at these structures. They look like towers or something,
Or more like farmsteads that
yeah.
weren't there before, or that.
Well, it's like like the next one you see kind of looks like the northernmost farmer, the last guy you talked to before you got to the weird tree. It kind of looks like his house. So it's almost like it's making stuff that's familiar or that existed.
I was going to say, because that house wouldn't actually be in sight yet.
Oh no, not even close.
So-
Hours away.
Okay.
So we're getting things that are. These things are being duplicated
Right.
to the best of whatever it is it's doing.
And it's like trying to bait
Yeah.
people
yeah.
into this, because
Yeah.
this cabin shouldn't have been here.
Right. So who knows? The black ponds might be a product of that, a byproduct, or these are a byproduct of black ponds, and they're traveling in a different way. Now, spreading out in a different way.
We need
Yeah,
smarter,
I think
older
we need-
wizards than I am to work this
yeah.
out.
So I think we head for the caravan.
Yeah.
We just
What are we
lead
going to
feet
do?
the
We can't
caravan.
do anything here.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get him a boot when we get to the caravan. I'm sure somebody will be able to spare something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you make it back to the road because you're only a couple hundred yards away from the road, maybe like half a mile away from
Yeah.
the road. So, and you start trying to make up time. And you figure it's probably been let's say it's been like 4 hours. So I'm going to say you probably are going to catch up to them around the time they stop to camp.
Okay, all right.
We'll say it's 3 days. So.
Okay. Yeah, 3 days to EcoSmart, right?
EcoSmart. So
we're going to catch up to them at the end of day one.
if you ride for the first couple hours of night, you'll catch up.
Okay. And did they end up sending somebody ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they sent something.
Are we there yet?
I'm going to say that you guys, it's that evening, and you guys ride a few hours, and then you see their camp coming up.
We did notice that there were other structures that looked like cabins further north. So it looks to be like, or it looks like this, whatever these pools are, or whatever these creatures are trying to duplicate things that are familiar to bait people in to eat them.
That does not sound unreasonable.
I'm going to use rest of it.
In a world of magic, where demons and dragons and things exist, a person eating house isn't that out of the ordinary, would it? Yeah.
That kind of thing you look at and go, well, that happened.
Yeah. The gods have been known to, grant mysterious powers to people. Why wouldn't there be a thing that mimics a house that eats people?
Sure.
We'll just take it in stride, like every other weird thing that happens.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm going to warn everybody. Like at the caravan, I'm going to go from, wagon to wagon and say, if you see anything strange, don't worry about it.
Don't go inside strange houses.
Yeah. You see a house with strange voices, don't worry about it. Let us check it out. Don't take any chances.
I had a feeling, too.
I did too, and I belatedly I realized it seemed like this house was closer than it was when we got there, and I thought maybe I just wasn't understanding what he was saying, but it turns out this was still like a mile closer than the first house ever was.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just thought I was mishearing,
misremembering
what he said. Yeah. But in hindsight now, this house is a lot closer than that first cabin was. So.
Tried to eat me. I asked the town folk, or because Thilde's still not with us,
No, she is not.
if any of them know how to take care of this. And I lift up my foot and I show them the burns on the bottom. Like, even if they have a salve, I didn't take the time to stop.
I got
and
first
grab
aid.
her. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
First aid me up there, big boy.
12. I rolled a
We
12.
have to amputate.
Yeah.
See, that your chances of rolling like an 18 are like 0.5%. It's very slim. It's very slim.
It's good to see we're bucking the odds.
You are. A lot.
What were these rolls when last time I tried to roll a D&D character?
Oh, I just made it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, what does that mean? It means
You get a.
I think you get a point, which is what you lost.
Yeah. I'm still down 5 though.
Are you really? When you wake up in the morning, make a health roll, you get one back.
Yeah, I did that earlier and I botched that one too.
I think I should look that
I
up.
think I
'Cause that
burst
may have
into
changed.
flames, I think, or
I may be thinking of an earlier version of the game.
That house tried to eat me.
So they have the camp set up on the south side of the road.
All right.
And there's a bunch. It looks like there's about 150, maybe close to 200 people total, and they're all pretty sure they got everyone. And there's a bunch of campfires set up. And there's a bunch of kids playing in the road.
Oh, I want to make sure that there are adults looking at those, like keeping an eye on those kids all the time.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's gonna sneak off.
Once the foot's taken care of, I'm gonna walk to the north side of the road and set up a little like campfire.
It's kind of the same thing. Kind of go a little bit up.
Yeah, going towards facing the direction.
Okay. You've traveled quite a ways. They've traveled quite a ways. So, all right. And anyone else doing anything else anyone wants to do or say? Or?
No, I guess we'll probably just set up camp with you if you start a little
Yeah.
fire or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of went around the caravan warning folks about sort of what happened to us and making sure they don't trust anything. You know, if anything weird, if they notice anything weird, call one of us immediately.
Okay.
And then I'll try to organize folks to, set up shifts,
Okay.
watches and stuff.
All right.
We'll eat some of that rabbit that you caught.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to say,
The clutch of conies.
I really
Bag o' bunnies.
I miss Thilde and her bag of spices.
This is living off the earth. This is being basic and having life at its most fundamental.
Spices come from the earth.
Ugh, fancy.
Okay. So the next morning, I'll fast forward a little bit. There was no incident during the course of the night, so everyone can make it. If anyone's missing any
one more hit point.
HP.
That was a 2.
Oh, I made that one.
So-
I think just.
10 out of 12. So yeah, I'm at full. Still
Nope,
got
I missed it
points to
again by
spend.
1.
Let me just check to make absolutely certain I'm doing this correctly.
That's always a plus. That's one more, right?
Yeah,
But he's looking at that.
one more.
Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it gives me a whole bunch of numbers, and they're all in book 1. Let me just. I just want to check real quick because we've been doing this for a couple sessions now, and I should know exactly how it's working. Gonna be later.
The first hut is the deepest.
It's pun of the day.
Oh man.
Pun of the session.
The first hut to digest. How do I make that work?
Is that the core book?
Yes.
Yes, I got it right.
If you don't
So
mind.
Of course.
it is still how you do
Is
it.
your copy?
You make
Yeah.
a health roll.
Very cool.
I bought them the day I came
Well,
to
I'll
the
give
Yeah,
myself
I
a
think you
first aid
stopped
roll
at, like,
thing too, since I failed my health roll.
Odyssey or something.
first dice house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Usually, first aid is only after the first day.
Oh, really?
Well, you don't. Yeah,
So I don't get first aid anymore on my falling down the stairs. Okay,
that's like a one-time deal.
so I'm still down 5 points.
We can keep going. I'm just looking. Something.
Okay, all right. So the next morning, everyone gets up and breaks camp and heads out soon after first light, and then that process repeats again the following day. No incidents happen. On the last morning, your last. Did you make it? Oh, you get another healing roll,
Got it
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
that's right. Oh no, I don't need.
and then on the last morning, on the morning of your third healing roll, you see some soldiers
I'm
from
healed.
Ecoa Smirt heading the opposite
Where were all these
direction.
rolls before? Where were all these freaking rolls before?
Oh, you made it?
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Some guardsmen from Ecohosmert are headed
With a bunch of horses.
towards us.
Yes. And they pass you, and they were like, "Make way! Make way!" And people have to get these frickin' wagons off the
Are
road.
these guys armed for combat?
There's not that many of them. There's only like about 5 or 6 of them, but they have with them a whole bunch of horses.
And they're not stopping. They're just kind of plowing.
Oh,
through us.
they're like at a gallop.
Oh, okay. All right. Do we want to try to stop them and talk to them?
At least, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know if we could stop them. They're going out of the way and they're going fast. Maybe we can ask when we get to town, like what they're up to.
Are the horses like wearing the ones that don't have riders? Are they like prepped for riders?
Yes. Yes.
They're picking somebody up.
Right, probably from the skipping mirror at
Yep.
the watch. But it's more than how many horses?
Oh, 60, 70,
What
a lot
the
of horses.
what?
It's a lot of horses.
Okay.
There's like 5 guys. They're all kind of lashed together. So, but
Yeah.
one horse trips is going to be a clusterfuck. But
To walk up the road.
a banana peel.
Do we go back now?
I don't know. This is strange. And they're like not paying attention to us. They're just
Not really.
Is there anybody who's moving slow enough that we could ask?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a guy at the back who's like getting the horses that have gotten untethered or whatever, and he's probably moving a little slower.
Excuse me, we just came from through. You guys don't want to go back that way. Where are you going with all of these horses?
We've been given orders by the imperial capital. We're to get these horses as quickly as possible to the foot of Cordell Mountain because they're sending a regiment through.
I guess Thilde.
Yeah, Thilde must have.
Thilde must have succeeded in her mission.
Yeah,
Not a regiment.
messenger cross.
Probably company.
Yeah.
Company,
Yeah, a regiment.
a cohort.
Okay. I mean, assuming that she got the message through, I think we go into town and see if we can track down
Her.
what this news is about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's anything we can do, but maybe we do go back.
Wait, you mean go back to the mirror? No.
Go back to through.
Oh, yeah. Oh, to through.
Well, there is one thing we need to check. I mean, we still have a mission,
Yeah.
and we still need to find out where that blood went, which I can try once we get into town. Maybe I can see if the blood is on the or maybe where it is.
That I think is probably normally I wouldn't let you guys
go
watch
right.
chat because but that is something that probably that last entry.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I would have
Okay.
said something about, like, okay, there's weird stuff happening over there.
Right.
There are houses that try to eat you. Don't go into anything that seems sketchy.
Okay.
And then we push forward to Eco Smart then in this case.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to an inn. Let's get
Yeah.
settled.
That's what I was.
Try to find
let's
Thilde.
let's get these folks like safely there too, like just
Right.
into town.
Right. Well, let's do that part first, and then maybe I can see where this blood is, and then maybe we can
Get a new shoe.
We can find Thilde as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, you probably can get one from the townsfolk.
Oh,
Someone probably had a pair extra set of. At least it may not match.
oh, that's fine. I live in the woods. What are the rabbits going to say?
Just get two of the same style, so that you don't end up with like walking crooked.
Yeah, that other,
No,
one,
that's
that
true.
other one's partly eaten already. So
So I ask around and see if anybody's got an extra boot.
Oh, yeah.
Just to, well, I mean, it probably kind of hurts right now.
Yeah, probably just sitting on the horse is probably the best thing to do at this point.
I guess we're going to find an inn then, when we'll after you're going to. Are these people scattering to various houses and things, or
Yeah, that's what I
relatives
was
and
wondering.
stuff?
I
Are
imagine
they?
some-
Well,
Somebody may have
you're on your
family
you're still almost a day out.
Okay.
A day's travel out when you pass the horses.
okay.
And like when as you start to come, you start to see farms, and people kind of start, peeling off because they're going to go. They have
Family,
relatives
yeah.
or whatever. And this is way outside the walls of the city. And then as you get closer, you start seeing like a little inn or a pub and a few businesses. And you can see the city in the distance. It's starting to get dark by the time you get into.
We should definitely meet up with Thilde. She's maybe talk to Dostemir. We need to update him on the mission because
Absolutely.
this may just he may not care about our first mission, and this may take precedence.
Right. We have to, yeah, that's definitely a thing, because that's
Yeah.
not a little thing.
No.
Houses that eat people.
Right. And so our mission might even be over. I don't know.
True.
So let's see if we can hook up with. Let's make sure these people get safe, and then we'll get to town. We'll find a place, and we'll try to hook up and see what happens.
Sounds
We just
like
need
a
more
plan.
information. I mean, I'm not going to stop what we're doing and go back now.
Yeah, exactly.
If nothing else, we need to reunite with Thilde.
Yes.
Somewhere around there. Okay, I'm adjusting volumes. So you get into where are you going to go?
We're going to go to Ikoho Smirt and then find an
Just
inn,
find some
a
place for
tavern.
us to settle down, to
Yeah.
settle into.
Okay, you like on your way in, you pass three or
Oh,
four
a number.
of them.
Well, I think we should be close to the town. I mean, or
Now you would know the Skipping Mirror belongs to the Baron.
Right, I was going to say we're
Okay.
probably going to get into town and
Yeah.
find a place closer to the Barrens.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to see what the town is like.
Sounds good.
Ikoho Smirt, the way things are built here are very similar to Through, but there's a lot more of it. A lot of stuff is built out of stone. I mean, out in the sort of like the poorer parts, you do see some thatched roofs, but not very many. Most people, if they have roofs, are going to at least be wooden shingles. And you can tell everything is built to have a bunch of fucking snow piled on top of it during the dead of winter. The ground is hard. Again, all you see is like rutabaga farms and beet farms and stuff like that. There's a lot more livestock in the area than you saw out and through. The city itself, it's a walled city, and it looks like the walls at some point got used, because you can see pock marks of stuff in it as you go by. When you start to kind of get it, like when you come through the gates into the city itself, the city smells real wet, and it smells
Loamy?
not loamy. No, it smells like moldy. There's everything's like green. It's really, you can tell there's like a lot of moisture, and it just kind of smells a little like rot. And it's not. This is a dirty city, way worse than the capital and the poop trails. It's like way worse than that. Really packed. The population density inside the walls is like dangerously high. I mean, if this was it would be a public health nightmare if this was modern day. And it's you can tell just by looking. You can you can see that kid's probably going to try to steal my purse, and so maybe that kid too. That guy might just stab me. I mean, you can tell the criminal element here is brazen. This is a terrible place. Unless you wanted to set up shop as like a cut purse, then it might be fantastic.
Maybe we should tell everybody to camp out outside the walls of the city.
Well, I'm assuming they all have relatives and things, so they already.
Yeah.
They're on their own once
Some
we got them
family,
here.
That's true. Yeah.
Again,
Okay, fair.
They know people. They know this area. They knew what they were getting into a whole lot better than we do.
Oh, you heard people like crap. Smirk.
I wonder if we should just avail ourselves on the Baron. and stay
Yeah,
there.
that's what I was thinking. Get into the Baron's good graces.
Well, that's where you're. That's where the skipping mirror is going to be. So any communication that comes in is going to
Right.
be there.
Well, I guess we'll just do that then.
Go knocking on their door.
Okay. So you go up to there's guards. There's another wall around, his mansion, and there's guards there, and they see you as you come up.
Greetings. We were sent here by Wizard Dostamir from the capital. We would like to have words with your lord. If it's not too much trouble.
Would you give me a name?
Sure. Phade Drawlight.
Ah. We have been left word. You may enter.
Ooh, okay.
And the gate opens, and you're let in, and one of the two guards follows with you.
As we're walking with them, I just out of curiosity, who gave you word of our coming?
His lordship. One second.
I guess we can just stable the horses or put them on the line, one of those, and
Yeah, at
just
least
leave our
hitch
shit on it for now.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
Within the walls, preferably.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's a guardhouse or something with a post, and we'll just.
You go in, they take your horses for you, and
Okay.
Get out there, find legless horses on cinder
Well,
blocks.
I'm not sure we're ready. I'm not sure if we're going to stay yet or not. We might just, but you got to park the car.
Yeah, exactly.
right. Okay. So he takes you up, and they go to the mansion proper, where the guard goes up to a footman and says something quietly to him. He says, "Would you follow me, please?" And he leads you into the inside. And even the footman, his uniform is really shabby.
Uh-huh.
Shirt's not tucked in. Boots haven't been shined in months, if ever. I mean,
This Baron is not very.
so you.
It's like I'm making my this is more of a kleptocracy than it is a democracy here. Yeah.
So he leads you up to a big ornate door, and he opens the door and he says, and he asks your names as you're walking,
Yeah.
and he says, "Masters, da, 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 And then you enter in, and you can see that the Lord is sitting behind an enormous desk, and there's like another table to the side, and there's a bunch of people working with big long beards, and they're working, writing, and looking over stuff. And he sort of sees you, and he sort of stands up as the three of you walk in, and says, "I have a message from the Citadel. Your compatriot is indisposed, but will meet you as soon as possible. Her name is Thilde."
Thilde, yes.
"Is there anything, can you elucidate at all why I was ordered by the Citadel to send 80 horses to Cordell Mountain?"
Well, let me explain. Well, no, that'll take too long. Let me sum up. It seems as though creatures from the demonic realms are breaking through to the mortal plane, and it's centered north of through. Let me
Is
ask.
there someone else I can talk to?
I'm assuming that
He's like, what?
I know this is
There's a
wisdom.
house that tried to eat me.
That's not going to help, Dale.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Let me put it this way. I think that you sent horses up to get hopefully a battalion of armsmen and some wizards to come and deal with this threat.
But yes, the horses are for some of the Imperial Guard that are coming through.
The
Quite
threat
a few of them.
the threat is of a supernatural nature, so I do believe and I hope that they're sending some people that can understand this and can deal with it.
I was just told I was ordered to send a lot of horses.
Well, whatever it is that's out there, it's spreading.
Ah, is the city in danger?
I think you are far enough away. It's a 3-day ride by horse and such, but through is probably in danger, yes.
Ah.
I'm going to say, I'm going to add to that, and the danger might not be imminent here, but it would probably be best for you to inform everyone outside the wall, at least.
We're dealing with a threat of a supernatural nature, and I'm not sure how far they can travel or what effect it might have, what distance their effect might have.
How fast they're going to get here?
So, how much detail do you get into it?
We'll just, I'll sum up.
Because
It's
he's starting to ask like questions, like trying to figure out exactly what he should be doing right now. Should he be sending out like a picket of like scouts to like look for something, and what should they be looking for?
We're explaining to him that there are creatures that are there are magical creatures that are coming out of the ground and decimating the earth around them and turning them into black lakes of brimstone. They seem to, and they're spreading. So far, they haven't done anything of an actual attack, but there seem to be traps and what's the word I'm looking for? Decoys of a supernatural nature that are set up to entrap unwary soldiers and
Travelers. Ah, okay.
I can't tell you specifically what those things are going to look like. It sounds like they make them look like whatever is around. But if you are going to send people out there, have them be very, very careful about what buildings used to be there and where they are now.
Very well. Very well. I
The
understand.
house tried to eat me.
Really?
As I say, this is of a supernatural nature. In a world full of dragons and wizards and demons, a house that eats people, though unusual, isn't too unexpected.
I understand.
Good way to lose a boot, though.
I understand. I have been. It has been requested of me that I find out either where you are going or where you will be staying. You are welcome to stay here if you wish to accept my hospitality. But if not, I've been asked to, so that your compatriot can
Track us down.
reunite.
Yeah.
Has anybody contacted you through the skipping mirror recently?
Oh yes, that's how I got the orders.
Yeah, specifically, we need to talk to Dostemir. Is he the one that you talked to?
No, I was speaking with he names off someone that you kind of vaguely remember being like an underling of someone.
Is it possible that you can send a messenger through the mirror to have us have Dostemir come here, and we can we need to have words with him about what's going on and what he wishes us to do next? Ostensibly, he hired us for a job, and we're not sure if that job may have changed.
Yes, I can send a messenger through to write out what you want specifically, and I will have it.
Yeah, I'll basically say, it seems the parameters of our job have changed. Waiting on further orders. We'd love to meet you at in the Baron's chamber for a quick meetup to find out what you want us to do next.
Tell you
Whether
more
we continue
details that Thilde was probably not privy to.
Right.
Oh, the new stuff that
Right.
you discovered.
exactly.
And we need
exactly.
to update you on what we've discovered, and then whether you want us to continue on to the town or
Okay.
that job might be done. It might be too
We'll
late.
stay here. Your town is dicey.
I'm sorry.
Your people seem like they're starving and desperate.
This is a very rough country. It's very very difficult for many people to make ends.
Dale, I think the horses might actually need to be checked. And can you go get some of our stuff from perhaps the...
I've got my backpack on me. It never comes off.
Right, I'm busy writing this out, though, but we need to at least make sure the horses and figure out where they are, right? Right? Yes?
I'll go. Yeah.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
But I
you.
say, look at
Totally,
and I say,
totally.
But yes, please, thank you. We would love to stay here.
Oh,
Yeah.
very well. I will have rooms arranged for you.
And then I walk out and look at the horses, scratching my head, going,
They look perfectly content. They're drinking water.
Yeah.
And there's stable boys there with feed bags ready for them.
"Oh, look at that."
I'm sorry, sir. He spends a lot of time in the wilderness. His manners are a little rough.
Many a manor in Ekohosmert is rather rough as it is. I'm not unfamiliar with
We
it.
thank you for your hospitality. It's been a rough and weird couple of days.
Indeed. So you give him the message that's addressed to Dostemir.
Yeah.
He says, I will send a messenger through. I don't know where Dostemir is, but I will send him through with explicit instructions that he is to get it to Dostemir under whatever circumstances are necessary.
While we wait, is there someplace we can set up? I need to get my backpack out, and I maybe need to check some things.
Yes, you can follow. One of my pages will take you to your room.
Thank you.
They take you to a room. It's a very nice room. I mean, free clothes. Even the Baron's guest rooms are like, you look at them like,
What time is it? What time is it?
it's evening. It's probably 6.
Okay. I'm gonna gather my stuff, and
Okay.
if they've got a room set up, or if they're gonna get a room set up for me, I'm gonna dump all my stuff in there, and then I think I'm gonna go out in the town and start like just talking to the locals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask around if any of those. I mean, technically we have.
When you get to the gate that you came in through, one of the guards is like, "Where are you going?"
So I was thinking of soaking in the local color. Maybe in a tavern somewhere.
Stay close to the keep.
All right. I make sure I have my mace with me at the very least, like
Okay,
hanging
right.
hanging on my belt. You know, kind of keep a hand on the on the grip as I walk around.
Okay.
Make that visible.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Now I'll have my knife in my boot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As I walk around.
But they basically warn you. They don't
Yeah.
try to stop you or try to talk
Yeah.
you out of going, but they do warn you.
Right. You can go out for a run, but you better run fast.
Right.
All right. Fair. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can just find a tavern. I'm gonna ask around, and I mean, you know, I know that things have come up, but I'm still curious to see if there has been any presence of those mages that we've been tracking down.
Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna ask around, you know, anybody with one of those gemstones on a staff, or like a cap kind of passing through town. A skull
Okay.
cap passing
All right. You have carousing.
I
or-
do.
Oh, you do.
Hold
nice.
on. Yes, carousing.
Excellent.
14.
All right.
Nice.
Yay! I get to use
You're
it.
the perfect
Yeah.
person for this job.
Okay, that is
Boom!
a 7 out of 14.
Bam! All right.
People like to party in this town.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, I turn on the charm. I settle down at a tavern somewhere and buy a beer
Okay.
or something.
And there's like it looks like one of the town guardsmen. Like there's like a table with like 2 or
Sure.
3 of them
Oh,
sitting
okay,
there
yeah.
talking. And you go over and and however your crowd.
No. I'll just I'll kind of listen to whatever they're toasting. I'll toast along with them.
Okay.
I'll try to relate to the drudgeries of watch life.
Okay. All
Because
right.
I've experienced some of that.
Right.
And then just as lips start loosening up again, I'll just start asking, have you seen anyone like any of the people that we've kind of been tracking down? I'm gonna just ask if any money has breezed through town that way. And in general, ask if anything odd has been happening around the area, or if any
Okay.
odd activity that's not typical. Parties coming through that don't usually come through town.
Right.
Anything strange around here that you all have seen.
He tells you when you start describing the mage with the emerald
Yeah.
on the staff. He says, that sounds like one of them Codwar mages.
Codwall?
Codwar.
Codwar.
Codwoor, if it matters.
Well, what's the story behind these Codwar mages?
Well, they're sort of a minor line, but they've been around for a long time. Kind of known for dabbling in dark things.
Ooh.
They say that they like to make deals with devils and demons, and that's the source of their power.
At the risk of revealing too much, because I really don't want anybody to get hurt,
Right.
I am going to tell them, I just came from the east, passing through, and there have been some strange sights there.
Really?
And I'll say, familiar as you might be, or unfamiliar as you might be, if you get a bad feeling in your guts about something between here and there, listen to your gut. Turn tail, go back home. Do not take any chances.
Really?
And then I take a long, I look at him dramatically, let there be like a second or two of silence, and then just take a long swig of beer.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Silencing those demons.
Yeah, there you go. yeah.
Then he stares off.
That
1,000-yard
Yeah,
stare.
the 1,000-yard stare.
Okay.
And I kind of, I say, your family outside the wall, let them know. Your family thereabouts, east of here, let them know. Spread that word.
Yeah, we'll do. Appreciate it.
And I clink glasses and I say, thanks for letting me know about them mages.
Anything we can do.
If the mood has soured, I'll let a few moments pass and then try to lift everybody's spirits again, to tell a joke or two, or again,
Okay.
just kind of like ask about their families.
They're
before-
thinking about starting a card game.
Oh, I am impulsive and greedy and overconfident, so I can't resist a card game. And
Okay.
I have $8 left. I have 8 units of the currency left.
That's a fortune. Pennies. Yeah,
Oh,
8
is it?
pennies.
Oh, yeah, right. 8 yeah. So, okay, yeah, 8 pennies. So, I'll throw in at least a few pennies to a card
Okay.
game if
All right.
if they want to play.
Okay. Do you have the gambling skill?
Nope,
Okay. Okay.
nope. But again, I'm greedy, impulsive, and overconfident.
Sure, of course. It's a perfect combination for
Yeah.
the situation.
Yep. All right. So I'll toss in like 3 pennies, or like I'll spend like 3. Let's make it 4. I'll spend like 3-4 pennies throughout the course of the night.
Okay.
Gambling with them. Do you want me to roll, or do you want me to?
Let's go ahead and just see.
Oh, all right.
Contested roll.
That is 8.
8, and what's your int?
Int IQ is 9.
Okay. Well, you lose those 3 pennies.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair. 4.
4
I'll
pennies.
cap
Okay.
it at 4.
Okay.
Okay.
And that brightens their mood a little bit.
Okay.
you know?
All right. You know what? I did my job. My job here is done. I will make my way to. As the night draws on, I'll make my way back to the Baron's Keep.
Okay.
and I'll track you down, Phade. And if you happen to be there, Dale, I'll kind of share what I learned about these Cod War mages as well.
If you don't get mugged on the way here.
Right.
I just rolled. He did not get mugged.
Okay, fair. Fair. All right. All right.
well,
See, my mace gets me an extra couple of experience
Well,
points.
he's gone, and in the quiet of my nice room here, I want to cast Seeker again on this using the blood. It says there I get a +1 if I'm familiar with it, which I think I am now.
Let me check. Is this the spell you cast the last time?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
Pretty
it said
sure.
A man-made object or an individual. The caster attunes. Okay, wait. A success from the caster. Vision of the whereabouts leads him to him if it's within a mile. To seek the person, the caster must know the person's name or individualize him to an instance. For instance, you cannot use a spell to solve the murder by seeking the murderer if you don't know who that is. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. One try per week. We'll say it's been about a week. Yeah, go ahead and make a roll.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. And I needed a 12.
Okay, so you failed.
Better than that roll.
And that's a shit roll, too.
That's
a
me just
16.
basically setting them down. Yeah. Even that's shit.
All right.
You know what? That's an 18. I don't like these dice.
Maybe they're bad.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, I know. Try these.
I'm
blues
gonna
here.
gift my blue dice that I've been using all session.
Oh, well, I won't need them now that we're almost done.
Boom! What did I say? You rolled a 6. All right. You can keep them. I thought those might have been the dice. No, they're not. No, I bought those specifically for the GURPS game, and you may use them.
Yeah, so I don't know if... Yeah. No.
All right. So anyway, he tells you about the Cod War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know anything about these guys?
Give me an int roll.
Ooh, with my new dice.
Nice.
You are shitting me.
I got a 12.
But what's your IQ? 12?
12.
Okay. You vaguely have heard, maybe have heard the name. Probably a trip to the library would probably be necessary to like really find out, but you may have vaguely heard the name. There's a lot of offshoot, like very minor sort of lines of mages.
What family or school did they offshoot
Boy, you made it exactly.
from? Yeah.
You know what? You don't know. It's because it's one of the.
It's kind of banned, right? It's not like people do this very often, so it's sort of an
Well,
underground...
the established like major lines of mages try to make everyone be part of the the major lines. But there are people that it's not illegal. They're not banned, but the mages like control and they like order
Sure.
because they know what happens if you have mages that
Well,
aren't.
and death and demon magic is inherently dangerous just
Yes.
by its... and blood magic is just
Right.
by its very nature,
Right.
yeah.
And you had, but like Dostomir, his line, they do engage in that sort of barter with things that aren't from around here. They themselves do that. There is a sort of field of magic. In fact, you could look at it's in your GURPS magic book. There's a sidebar in there about demonic and pact magic and things like that.
I have read that, yeah.
So and that does exist. That is a thing that
In your world. Okay.
yes, that is a thing mages do. It's not suggested, and it is considered dangerous. It is considered dark.
And these codwallers...
Cod War.
Are they a well-respected thing, or are they sort of underground?
Very minor. You probably didn't know that they were engaged in dark pact magic or something like that. It's probably just a name you heard at some point. That does happen. It's not like most mage families don't do that kind of magic, but like
I understand.
like Dostomir's does.
I just wanted to know, basically, if these guys were, looked down upon or ostracized from the general mage schools,
Probably.
or are they their own separate small underground school that is recognized but not?
Recognition is kind of an up in the air thing.
Okay.
But they're They are probably looked down upon. They're probably at least they're probably considered dangerous. I'll put it that way.
It is to astronomers. They are to the mage world as astronomers are to astrologers are to astronomers.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yes. Well, but what they do, it's not like it's hokum. It's like astrologers. it's like if you're all astrologers and they're like, oh no, you have to like do human sacrifices to see the future. It's like
Nice.
it's like what? Can they do it? Probably. Not good guys. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I just watched Midsummer, so and they
I haven't seen that yet.
They're not really malicious.
That gets very mixed reviews.
I really liked it. I actually thought it was a beautiful movie.
Okay. All right. Is this a good place to pause?
Sure.
Yeah,
We can pause
Sure,
it?
yeah.
We're kind of.
Do we have the whole party?
Let's go. So in case we don't forget, we'll say in the morning. Thilde will
Show up.
Will arrive, but I'll let you guys
Skip in.
each have your healing rolls for a good night's sleep in a comfortable bed.
I'm
And everyone
good.
gets a
I'm
plus
good,
2 to
so-
their roll because it's
Ooh.
I actually healed. I only had 3 points left.
Okay,
Yeah.
in
I'm
3
only
days.
down 1 point now.
okay.
Hey, all right.
It's that last blister from the acid.
Is it a good point? This is a good ending point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll go ahead and end it.
Yeah,
there.
I don't want to get too far without Thilde, and I think we're
Yeah.
kind of we've got to wait for Dostomir anyway.
Right.
You know, I don't want to get this information without her and then have to tell it all to her.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for session 4 of Slouching Towards Eldemy, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
On Sunday. Is that might be Thanksgiving weekend? Is everyone cool with Thanksgiving? We'll talk about it off here.
Well, if it's Sunday, Thanksgiving's the
Yeah, I
Thursday.
think
Yes.
Sunday should be all right.
I'll be.
Some people
I'll
leave.
be recovered from the food coma by then.
Okay.
It's the first time in a couple of years that we're
Right.
together with family again.
Right.
So there's
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
excited.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
we'll-
everybody.
Have fun.
Bye.
One way or the other. I was playing around with the soundboard. Look at that. Nothing is where it's supposed to be. There we go.
So, if I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives. I've piloted 1,000 souls. I killed and fought and died.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.